What is up, everybody?
Hello.
What is up, Russ?
Hi, Matt.
Hi, welcome.
Welcome to your humble abode.
Welcome to my humble abode.
Thank you.
Hello, everyone. Welcome. We are live. We are back. I believe we're live. I'm just assuming. I'm waiting for there to be like a mayday or like flag in the booth to say there's no audio, there's no video, but it looks like we're live, baby.
Yeah, dude. I don't know. It may be my opinion on the original film Twister, but around where we live, it's been nothing but storms lately. I think God's punishing me, man.
I'm waiting for Glenn Powell to show up and save me already.
Word.
How's everybody doing tonight? How are all the Twister fans out there doing tonight? A lot of Twisters fans in the audience, I've found.
Is it a good movie? I don't know. I haven't been paying attention.
It's sweeping the nation.
Like, I was about to say, I feel like, I mean, I wouldn't expect critics to go gaga over it, but are people liking it?
Tom Cruise likes it.
That's all I need to know.
That's all we need to know. That is all we needed to know. Like I said, welcome everyone. Welcome Lindsay in the booth. How is everyone doing tonight? How's everyone's summer going? Where's everyone tuning in from this evening? Where are you tuning in from?
I'm tuning in from the set of 4K Kings.
Live and in person.
It's always a rocky start, man. I get rolling in about like minute 5.
Minute 5?
Live streams.
Yeah.
I feel like that's when I hit my stride.
What's everybody think out there? Does it take Russ about 5 minutes to hit his stride? I think you've hit it already.
Nice.
Lindsay, how you doing?
I'm doing good. Happy to be here. Hi, everybody. Looks
Hello.
like people are super excited about some of the news coming.
A lot of
Some
news.
Zodiac chat.
Is
A lot
there-
of people watched Heathers since the last time we've been together. That's fun.
Okay, Russ.
Wait. People watched Heathers based on our recommendation?
I mean, I'm going to assume.
We'll just assume that that's the case. Heathers has seen a surge in popularity after we talked about it.
It has. You know, it's funny that that new Dexter prequel series that's coming out, it's the director of Heathers is a co-showrunner, or at least a producer.
Okay.
But then you got Christian Slater coming.
Mhm.
He's going to play Dexter's dad. And the director of Heathers involved. That's a good place to start.
Dexter burnt me, and I don't think I'm ever going back.
Did Heathers burn you, though?
It didn't.
When did Christian Slater burn you? Hard Rain?
Cuffs. I just like saying it. I don't think I've ever seen Cuffs, just because they spelled Cuffs with a K, and it made me laugh when I saw it in the box art. It's
Dude,
like,
I
what
saw it
is
in the
this?
movie theater, and I don't remember it. I think that's his name.
Is that
I
it?
think that's his name.
Cuffs.
All I remember about that movie is Mila Jovovich in the beginning. I was like 11 when that came out. And if I recall correctly, she's like scantily clad in the beginning. And it's one of those Ferris Bueller deals where he's like talking to the camera and all that.
Is it Jovovich or Jovovich?
It's the actress who peaked in Dazed and Confused.
I would love to know. I wish I could remember if it's Jovovich or Jovovich.
Yeah, I can't hate her. She was in
No.
a Married with Children episode. She's in Dazed and Confused.
She's lifting and carrying the entire Resident Evil series. Isn't that her?
Yeah, no, that's her. Yes,
Mila
but,
Jovovich?
Yeah,
right.
Mila.
Mila Jovovich. I was saying it wrong all along.
Millie.
Russ, we got a lot to talk about tonight.
We really do.
More than just Mila Jovovich. Scream, Arrow, they've all dropped their slates, as you know. Have you checked out a lot of these?
I believe I have.
Checked out most?
But sometimes you surprise me.
We got some 4K Steelbooks to talk about.
Yes.
Nightmare on Elm Street has finally unveiled itself to us all.
Ooh.
Take a look at that. What else do you want to take a look at?
Astrology. I heard something about zodiac signs.
Zodiac. Yeah, there's a lot of people that are pumped up about Zodiac's astrology. I don't know.
Miss Cleo.
Is that what it is?
Did you know there's I think it's a made for TV. I guess every movie's made for TV nowadays.
These days.
Something on Miss Cleo. Did you hear about this?
No. Is it like a documentary about her?
Yeah,
Or like
yeah. But you know what's wild? Do you know who's playing Miss Cleo?
Who?
Do you know Lady of Rage from Death Row Records? Yeah, I
Okay.
rock rough and stuff
With my Afro Puffs?
Yeah, she's playing Miss Cleo.
Wow.
I don't know. That was just
Just kind of like, we're so surprised that there was a movie being made about Miss Cleo, or that she was the one in it.
both.
What were you more surprised by?
Both. I
Both.
mean, I didn't know Lady of Rage acted, so that was it. It was just one of those announcements that just seemed very out of left field. You know what I mean?
I'm sure the audience at home are just as pumped.
They could care less.
What else is new with you, Russ? What's been going on with you since we got together last? You pick up anything new? You do anything new recently? What do you got for the people?
Did you pick up anything? I think I only acquired one new 4K.
Nothing has come in the mail, I don't think, since July. July was pretty heavy, just with like pre-orders as well as like the Criterion thing.
We're about to get hit though with Arrow and all that.
Yeah.
I believe this
August
is,
and then August.
We pre-ordered a while back, but this should be the month of Desperado, right? And,
yeah. End of August. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Silence, Heathers. There's a bunch of heavy hitters about to drop. Now, the only thing I picked up, or that arrived, was the Collateral Steelbook, Matt.
Oh, nice.
Starring Tom Cruise and Sir Jamie Foxx.
I forgot that had come out. I put that in my bin to pre-order, but I forgot that it was coming out so soon.
Yeah, we spoke about it a little bit before the stream, but I feel like I'm a bigger fan of that film than most people. I don't know.
I really like it.
And I watched it in recent years, and I totally cut you off. Holds up, man. I really enjoy that film. To me, that's the last of classic thief, manhunter, heat, Michael Mann.
Is there any love for Collateral in the chat right now? Let's find out if you are the last man standing. Actually, you're not the last man standing. I like Collateral. I like it a lot.
Yeah.
I like Tom Cruise in it. I think Mark Ruffalo is great in it.
I won't go that far, but
Lindsay in the booth, who is a fan of Collateral out there? Just name one person that said they like Collateral.
No one said they liked it, but
Wow.
Stevie Dan, 1969, said Tom Cruise with gray hair. Cool. I think the chat takes a second.
The chat takes a second to warm up. It also takes a second
like
to.
like me, we're all getting acquainted with each other. It takes a minute.
It takes some time. It takes some time.
Here's a funny comment though from Oscar Burroughs Rangel. He cracks me up. He said, "I didn't pencil in a Lady of Rage Afro Puffs name drop in my 4K Kings bingo card."
There you go.
You never know what you're going to get when you tune in here.
Never.
Hell yeah.
Okay, we do have some people that love Collateral.
Here's some Collateral love
piling
coming in.
up.
Piling up.
Lee Brown said, he canceled his Collateral. Too much coming out this month.
Too much coming. Collateral was man's best use of digital filmmaking.
I said something similar about that. I felt like this Collateral release kind of fell through the cracks.
Yeah.
I feel like I just kind of got lost in the shuffle with a lot of people. And I mean, this is a stellar steelbook of a Michael Mann film. And I feel like it just kind of, it's falling on deaf ears.
It's a nice looking steelbook too.
It is.
I've got the Blu-ray. I mean to pick it up.
I don't think. See, I only had the DVD. I never upgraded to blue. So maybe that's why I was more excited to pick this up.
Yeah.
Maybe. Or maybe it was Ruffalo's mullet.
Maybe he didn't have a mullet. He had a nice like slicked back head.
Somebody
hair,
had a mullet.
beard.
Dude, this is a Michael Mann movie. Somebody had a mullet.
Did John Voight show up and I forgot?
Are you sure, dude? I am 90% sure that Ruffalo had a mullet.
No mullet.
Was it like that?
He had like a leather jacket. He was tough. I didn't even realize it was him.
Was it a 1992 mullet?
I don't
know
think
what I mean?
so.
Where it was
like a little back there.
Yeah.
No,
where it was like, I can't let go, but this is my identity, but times they are changing.
No.
Was it that kind of mullet?
No.
Because you got to think, even in Heat, even in 1995, there were mullets in that movie.
Many mullets.
Actually, I think it was, dude, you had a senior citizen mullet too. It was John Voight. Voight mullet.
Voight mullets. Now you're warmed up. Now you're nice and warm. Talking about mullets warmed you right up.
And someone in the chat confirmed, did Mark Ruffalo have a mullet in Collateral?
How does everybody feel about The Hitcher being blocked in the U.S.? That was like a hot topic after we aired 2 weeks ago. Like a day or two later, it was like Second Sight all of a sudden is like blocking their pre-orders to U.S. because of some rights issue or something, and everyone was like in a scramble. Like, oh my gosh, I already pre-ordered. Am I going to get it? I pre-ordered mine from Orbit. Are they still going to get theirs? Everyone was like tweeting, like, rest assured, if you placed an order with Orbit, Diabolic, whatever, your order is safe and sound. Like, I don't know how they're going to get through it, but yeah, it sounds like there's some issues.
I placed my order through Rutger Hauer himself, and he's a badass in that movie, so I know it's going to get to my doorstep.
Did anyone get caught up in that? Did anyone like?
Yeah, I hope
I don't
nobody was
know.
affected by that. Honestly, yeah, I forget. I either went Orbit or
I went Diabolic, maybe.
Yeah.
I can't remember which one I did.
Whichever one I went with. It was.
I think it was
reasonably
Orbit.
Priced.
Yeah, I think it was Orbit.
The crowd is saying that Ruffalo had slicked back hair.
There it is. I told you, there's no mullet. It's slicked
Was
back.
there a slight curl?
None.
Maybe
Complete.
just
He had a
little-
gold chain. I could tell he reeked of like cologne. Like he just was like that guy.
Yeah, okay.
Leather jacket. He's tough.
Whatever it was, I feel like it was still wildly out of style for 2004.
No.
No, that never goes out of style.
No.
That's how Matt dresses when we're not on camera.
Ruffalo never goes out of style. Dude, I look okay, here he is. Let's see if I can pull him over here. Hold on. Let's just give you I'll just give you a little quick look. Hold on one second. Let's pull him over.
I just want to pat ourselves on the back real quick. We've talked about Collateral for this long, and we have kept Jada Pinkett's name out of our mouths.
There he is, right there. See? There's no mullet.
No, but do you understand what I'm saying? For 2004, he looks like he's a villain who just stepped out of a movie from 1993. Do you see what I mean? That's all I'm saying. You're right, it's no mullet, but it always cracks me up that Michael Mann's aesthetic, it like never really moved past Miami Vice. Even the way Cruz looks in that. Cruz's character looks like he just stepped off the set of Miami Vice.
Old man Miami Vice.
You could take every character in any Michael Mann crime film, throw them in the same movie, and they're all brothers and sisters. They all got the same gray suit and shit. Like, for real, Cruz looks like De Niro in Heat in Collateral.
You're right.
Am I wrong?
I think it's like the same
I think
outfit. It's the same costume.
I think it's a fetish.
Same wig.
I think Michael Mann has a thing for gray suits and mullets.
You could be right.
Well, I'm right.
I don't know what anyone else thinks out there about that hypothesis, but
I was mistaken.
I'm
on the
vindicated that there is no mullet
mullet.
here.
I was mistaken on the mullet. I just wanted a mullet so bad in this movie. I projected.
Before we jump into the news, I did want to mention the sad topic that everyone probably has already seen, and I wanted to talk to you about and shed a tear about David Lynch and the news that even though, it sounds like he's not going to quit directing, he is now severely, ill.
Directing's going to quit him.
I don't know. At first when he started kind of talking about it, like an article came out basically saying that David Lynch has emphysema and he can't leave the house. So everyone was like, oh, okay, I guess he's done directing. I guess that's it. But then the more people, I guess a couple of interviews had taken place with him where he was saying, there's some ways I might still be able to do it, whether it's through Zoom or some other methods, but I'm not going to quit anytime soon. So I don't know what's going to go on.
He's done. And listen, this is tremendously sad news. I don't think anybody, who loves movies doesn't at some level have a base respect for David Lynch, even if you're not a fan. So it's tremendously sad news, but that's optimism speaking.
Hey, he's got to have hope.
Of course, and he should. But what I'm saying is that's a man who is an artist. When he says directing, I don't take it as making films or TV shows. I just think he means I will never stop being David Lynch. I will never stop being an artist, no matter what confines I have.
Yeah,
but
it's
no,
in my blood.
I think that's bleak. You're not getting Mulholland Drive 2.
I thought it was interesting too how he
but it's a great outlook, and that's very encouraging. That's the outlook when you're going through something you need to have. So again, respect, prayers, flowers, everything for Lynch. But no, you can't hold out hope that
we're gonna get Mulholland Drive 2.
No.
I thought it was really interesting that in all the little mini quotes and stuff that I saw about him talking about this subject, not once did he have any regret about smoking.
I like that.
He was just like, this was a thing I loved doing. It was a part of my lifestyle. It was a part of my art, my creation of thinking, of doing this. I love lighting things, the smoke, the feeling, the vibe. He's like, I'm paying he literally was like, I'm paying the price.
Yeah.
But this is what I did.
Can I tell you something? As a fellow idiot, as a smoker, we all know that. I know that. And it's funny, the way he described it there, that whole part about, dude, I do it on this channel. If I'm editing a video and I just, oh man, that was a funny, that was a funny joke. That hit. Let me go out, take a break. You smoke a cigarette, think about what you're going to do. I understood exactly what he meant. And that's sad because honestly, dude, this is crazy. This news has pushed me to like, I'm going to quit smoking like very, very soon.
See,
Like,
it's
honestly,
an inspirational story.
For real, because even hearing him say that though, and it's like, damn, that's exactly what I understood. Honestly, that was the most sense David Lynch has ever made.
The most coherent
When I
he's
read
ever
that
been.
I was like, wow, you cut to my soul
Dude,
there, Lynch. This is an Eraserhead.
When I texted you and we were talking about this briefly, I was like, dude, the way he put this, like, I wanted to light up. Like, it's so poetic, the way he explained the tobacco and the smell of it and lighting things and smoking and going back and sitting back, you know? It's like nothing like it in this world is so beautiful. Meanwhile, it's killing me, so I had to quit. It's like, what?
And listen, as sick, as disgusting, you know, terrible habit, all of it, we all know the drill. As a smoker, I understand those words. Like, we know, people who smoke know. But again, sad news. And
yeah, it's a shame.
Yeah, dude, honestly, there's some other stuff that's going on in my life, but you know, even this was kind of the icing on the cake as far as, wow, Russ, if at the age I'm at, if I don't stop now, it's going to be me giving this quote in 20, 30 years, you know? And I love Eraserhead and Blue Velvet too much, Matt, to let that happen.
Nice to hear. Nice to hear. Lindsay, how are the people feeling out there? Are we all sad and depressed now about the David Lynch news?
There's a lot of support for Russ coming through.
Oh,
Focusing on Lynch. He
Yeah.
needs it more than me.
No, people are also saying that, you know, you can't count Lynch out. He's not done yet.
True.
There's still hope. He's an artist in the truest form. Lots of great words for Lynch. But Mozart's Ghost said, "Save your lungs, Russ."
I know, and you know what's funny? Even doing this channel, I think about it more. I'm like, watch, we're gonna hit like 20,000 subscribers. Russ, you got throat cancer. Shit, like, that's what I mean, man. You got to invest in our future. I want to be alive and kicking and old and making Inland Empire.
Inland Empire?
Look, smoking's already
over a Zoom meeting. What?
It is, you're right there. Don't count him out. I wasn't saying that. Maybe I'm a cynic.
I'm not going to count you out, Russ.
No, I'm counting myself out completely. But no, with Lynch, you're right. He's crazy. Like, he's David Lynch. Don't count him out. But like I said, I read that quote more as I will always be an artist.
I'll never retire.
Like, you can't retire from being an artist.
No.
He might not be physically directing films, but his daily life will be lived in an artsy way. He's David Lynch.
He might not enjoy it as much without the cigarette to go along with it.
Yeah.
But
yeah, he won't.
So hopefully, Russ, you turn this ship around as well. And if not, let's do a poll to see what people think should happen if you were to ever perish from smoking.
What is going on?
What is this? Where did this song come from?
Whose song is that?
Is this your?
No. What is that? It's your phone going off, dude. I was like, wow.
Matt was playing a tune for you.
I thought you were like doing a sketch or something.
Sketch. Yeah, dude, I got all the playing. I got triggers everywhere. Click this, cue the music, bam.
Hold on. Whoever didn't have Lady of Rage in the 4K King bingo, did they have? That was my phone alarm, and it's set to Spotify on random. That was the Manhattans. Did you guys have the Manhattans on your 4K King?
Interrupting a solemn moment.
Yeah, nah, dude, I was cooking yesterday, and I had the alarm set for when the oven had to go off.
Well done.
Dude, I'm sitting here staring at you like, what's going on? Like, what? Yeah, that song too. I'm like, are we falling in love?
I have something a speaker planted behind you. This is really elaborate. All right, Russ, enough ballyhoo.
Dude, that was a great moment.
That was great.
That was typical David Lynch.
Classic David Lynch, where he just inserts something that no one quite understands or gets, but he got
funnier.
it.
Yeah, it would have been funnier if it was a song from like Wizard of Oz or something, you know, something very David Lynch.
Very David Lynch. So, Russ, let's see. Coming up soon, before we jump into the news, coming up soon, we've got a Bad Lieutenant review coming up. We've got a list of films from the 90s that all of you 90s kids out there need in 4K, and really anyone needs in 4K, but it's more so geared towards those of you that were raised in the 90s and have an appreciation for 90s culture that are missing out on some serious 4K titles.
Oh yeah, 90s kids need these movies on 4K.
ASAP. We'll have a video about that coming out.
And you have to admit, when this premise was my idea, but you have to admit, once we did it, I think you would even say, I'm shocked some of these don't have a 4K release.
Totally.
Some of them you kind of assumed they already did.
Yeah. There's a lot of 90s movies out there that represent the culture, not like we had said before, not like the Fight Clubs of the world and so forth, but more of that 90s nostalgic culture.
Yes.
For sure.
Twister is a good example.
Or Twisters. So we have that coming up. We put our Taxi Driver review out yesterday. Hope everyone enjoyed that.
Or Taxi Drivers.
Or Taxi Drivers, as we like to call it. It seems Travis Bickle is just as upset about Best Buy
His team up with Andy Kaufman was nuts.
Travis Bickle gets it. Best Buy closing its physical media doors. He gets it.
Yeah.
He got it. And we also have a love letter to Tom Cruise where we're going to do a video about his top 10 performances of all time.
Spoiler alert, number 1 is his Olympics performance.
I cannot wait to see what he does.
We need that in 4K. I want to see Tom Cruise being dropped from the sky holding a torch in 4K. Honestly, if you told me that was in Mission Impossible 5, I'd probably be like, yeah.
He lands in the Olympics as part of the script.
That's the plot. Yeah. That's the opening scene to the next Mission Impossible.
He lands in the Olympics. Maybe it is. Maybe it's being filmed. Macquarie's genius.
That would be the most meta thing. Tom Cruise is literally, he's trying to save movies that hard. He's involving the global Olympics for his Mission Impossible franchise.
Oh my God, dude.
That's something only Cruise could do and pull off.
Only Cruise could do. All right, dude, here we go. Top of the news list. It's finally here. You get a sip of water, a little parched. You got to have a nice wet palate as I discuss this.
1984's A Nightmare on Elm Street, a film by Wes Craven, starring Heather Langenkamp, Johnny Depp, Ronnie Blakely, John Saxon, Amanda Weiss, the dude who had to change his name to make it sound more Italian. If there is one thing they want to change on this release, I would be for that. I know I'm a purist.
Give him his name back.
Yeah, for those who don't know, the guy who played Rod, Tina's boyfriend.
Yes,
he was. It's Nick. I forget his last name because it's a lie on this movie. He's Hispanic, but in 1984 he had to change his name, and I forget what he went with. But it's Italian sounding just to be accepted in Hollywood.
Wow.
So if they wanted to alter A Nightmare on Elm Street to give Rod and my man his proper name on the opening credits and end credits, that is one alteration I could stand behind.
Rod, we support you.
Thoughts, honestly. That is one I think I could get behind.
I could too. I don't think they care enough to change any of that for him.
Do you think Nick cares enough?
Nick cares. Or Rod.
I have a perfect clip to insert on that.
So Russ, let's get to this news here. Nightmare on Elm Street. It obviously is one of the more highly anticipated titles that have been announced this year. And when it got announced, much like many of these other Warner Brothers titles, Terminator included, 7 at least had a mock-up, but it's since been it says if that's even to be determined, I think at this point. But finally, things are starting to trickle in for A Nightmare on Elm Street. And much like we always feel around a lot of these when you don't know what you're getting ready to pre-order because there's no details, there's no art, there's no nothing. You're just praying to God that what they share once you finally, locked it in, that it's going to be what you want. And they have finally showed what the regular edition looks like, the Steelbook edition looks like, the Ultimate Collector's Edition. The specs have been revealed. My Amazon pre-order from the UK, because I pre-ordered the Ultimate Collector's Edition, now has a date of arriving between October 15th and October 18th. So things are starting to become solidified, and I don't know how you feel or the audience feels, but I will say that for once, I'm actually shocked that all of the additions here, I feel like, are right where they need to be. I don't think I see many things to be upset about.
I have a few minor complaints, but you're right. Nothing to be upset about. I need to shut my mouth ultimately. But since we have a channel, I am going to speak my mind. But they're minor, very minor.
Okay.
At the end of the day, I could not be happier, I think, with this presentation. But let's dig in, man.
Let's
go
dig in.
through, because I pre-ordered the Ultimate Collectors immediately. I'm actually unsure myself what comes with what. As you said, there's a lot of options here.
So these are the two main options, the regular and the Steelbook. The regular is this slipcover that's got Freddy on it, and the Steelbook is this old school VHS style. Now, the regular, I think, is fine. I don't know that I think you're going to get Freddy on the cover at this day and age. Again, you didn't really maybe need him to be on there, but the fact that he is, it doesn't really bother me. The Steelbook, however, I think is the most impressive thing here as far as these two options go. It looks like that old, I'd love to see what this looks like in person, this old VHS style case that's got the Warner Brothers logo at the top. It's got the horror genre sticker on it. It looks really, it looks like tattered. It looks great.
If it said Media Home Video at the bottom of that, I would love it. My gripe is that slip. I don't like that Freddy Krueger.
The Freddy slip.
Dude, you see his face clearly more on that slip than you do in any part of this actual movie.
You're right. No, and that's
that is
yes,
a later photo of Freddy Krueger. And that's my only, but like I said, very minor complaint considering how they knocked the Steelbook art out. I'm with you. I love that old school VHS throwback style, but it just kind of bothers me that is not a 1984 Freddy Krueger image.
I agree with you, and that's what I said. I don't know that you absolutely need to have Freddy on it at all, but this day and age they're going to put it on there, and like you said, they've got to give you the most iconic looking version of him. And
I'll admit, it could be a lot worse.
Yes, for sure.
For me complaining about that is so minor, because in having to throw Freddy on the cover like that, that's not bad at all.
No,
especially keeping the font the same as the original, not trying to update that to what it became in the sequels.
Yeah,
I like that they did that too. But again, small complaint. Why? You don't see him like that in the movie.
You don't know. And here's
that image on the back. I think that's from like New Nightmare or something.
Yeah. So here's the inside and the back of the Steelbook, or what it's going to look like when you pick it up. It's got the little wraparound on top. The 4K and the digital code and so forth, which again, I think what they're trying to achieve here looks really cool. And I think the back is maybe from, like you said, something different, but
you know what it looks like? Reminds me of those Stranger Things releases.
Yeah. Oh, did they do like
Remember
a VHS? Oh, they did do like a VHS
like
thing.
Target exclusive Blu-ray or whatever.
Yeah, you're
That's
right.
What it
you're
reminds me of. I think that inner, when you open the Steelbook, that's great. I love using that image.
Yeah.
Because that's an image from the movie that actually you can showcase Freddy while it's backlit. You know what I mean? It's an actual scene in it. I like that. And that's not, I'm surprised they didn't do the arm thing on the inside of the Steelbook. That's what I thought they'd probably go with.
I could have seen that in there too. That would have fit like perfectly.
But I like that.
It would have made sense. And then lastly here, as far as options go, the granddaddy of them all, which is the Ultimate Collector's Edition. And this is where things really start to get popping off. The outer box here, so it's a Steelbook within an outer box. And the outer box here is that VHS style box, which again, completely now enhances the whole vibe of that look. Now it actually looks like and feels like and will be harder, so it'll kind of be like a VHS box. And then the Steelbook on the inside is the original art, which thank God someone finally gets it right.
Yeah, that is sick. That is so that is I think that's what all of us were asking for.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. And like I said, I can put my minor complaint about that slip aside since you did that with the steel. And you get the VHS style and the original artwork.
Yep.
They knew their fan base with this one.
Yeah, and it looks like a pretty interesting, cool booklet there, like a horizontal, like long sort of booklet. Obviously, all the photos, a certificate of authenticity. You have a poster with the Japanese version too, which looks really cool.
I've always loved that poster.
Yeah, dude.
I
cool.
remember seeing that. I even want to say I've seen it at conventions over the years, but I've always loved that poster. To me, it always looked like it was, why is Freddy on the cover of that John Landis movie, Innocent Blood?
Yeah.
Remember that? Doesn't that look like the cover of Innocent Blood? You remember that movie?
I do.
And obviously, that's not Nancy at all. Who the hell is
I don't know. It makes it cool.
I know. And I love that they included it in here. That's so impressive.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's really, really well done. I think this is exactly what I think a lot of people were hoping for. The one thing that I haven't seen, and everyone out there, correct me if I'm wrong, but this reminds me a lot of the, as an example, the Exorcist set that came out, where This was the UK special collector's edition. The inside had the original art steel, but in the UK they were also just selling the original art steel by itself. I haven't seen that individual original art steel being separately sold yet, whereas the VHS style looking one is sold in both US and I believe UK or at least US in the moment. So I don't know, but yeah, man, it looks really good. Now the other thing I wanted to get your take on, because I know you're a Nightmare on Elm Street aficionado beyond the films, but the documentaries and all the different thing that go into it. They have shared what the extras will be on here. Maybe you could tell me, is this something more, something the same than what's normally been there? So this is based off of the back of the slip on the original. This is or the regular, I mean. And it has
Matt, Wes Craven did not come back for a new commentary.
And here's what the special features say: both the theatrical and uncut versions. Then you've got some alternate takes. Then you've got some commentaries. It looks like a handful of commentaries there, some alternate endings, and then 3 featurettes. What's your take on what's being offered here?
The uncut version is what's going to get people excited most. I don't recall verbatim what every special feature and documentary I've
But do you think this is
titled.
is this a good amount for the fans here?
That's a good amount, but there's plenty to pull from.
Yeah.
Plenty more to pull from.
Nothing new here, though. Does all that look familiar?
All of it looks familiar. Oh yeah, House that Freddy built. Oh, definitely. Yeah, dude, those were on like the DVDs.
What about the uncut version? Where did that live?
The uncut version is the one that I see. Even I think, if I'm not mistaken, it was on the Laserdisc. It may have been on that DVD box set, that black one. God, even I'm...
Correct us in the chat.
Yeah, correct us in the chat.
Lindsay, if you see a correction, shout it out.
But I know it wasn't on the Blu-ray at all. I know that. Yeah, all these alternate endings and stuff, that's common knowledge. Everyone knows Wes Craven hated having to tack on that last scene. Dude, there's one of my favorite documentaries on movies is the Never Sleep Again documentary, which is not only on Nightmare on Elm Street, but the series as a whole.
Right.
Dude, this documentary is about 7 hours long. It's the most informative, in-depth look you can ever get into the Elm Street series. And obviously, since the original is the classic, it spends a great deal of time on that. You could have just slapped on that whole hour from Never Sleep Again as a bonus feature on here.
All the conventions you've gone to, have you ever met Robert Englund?
He's out of the
original, White Whale?
He is, because, well, his rules, by all accounts, he is a great person. He is one of the most awesome people you could ever approach and meet at a convention. But the problem is, he's Robert Englund. The one time, I remember I've been to a couple he's been at. One was at a hotel that was right off the interstate. I'm not kidding you. The line to get to Robert Englund went outside the hotel, and it was almost up to the exit on the interstate.
Wow.
And you only had 8 hours to meet him.
Yeah.
And he's a nice guy. If he likes you, if the conversation pops off, if he connects, he could sit there and talk to you for about 20 minutes. Or, it's
that's what I was going to ask. What's the experience like?
So like I said, imagine you're waiting in that long line, and then he connected with somebody, spoke for about a half an hour. You just waited in a line for nothing, because come whenever his cutoff time is, it's done. Him and Bruce Campbell are the two where it's like, I've never even attempted it, because I would have to get out there the night before in
a sleeping bag.
Yeah, exactly. All that. Although from the original though, I've met John Saxon. I've met Heather Langenkamp.
Johnny Depp.
No, Johnny Depp's never.
Rod.
No, I've never seen him at any conventions. I haven't met Amanda Weiss. She's been at some, or Wiss. I'm probably mispronouncing her name. Tina.
How are you feeling about this set here? I'm gonna bring the chat over. I'm gonna see how everyone's feeling
about this set. This set is incredible. I'm sorry. As collectors, none of us can complain about this. This is going to be in my top 5 of the year. Unless they completely destroy the transfer. If for some reason it's, they fumble incredibly, which they won't. This is going to be in my top 5.
Joe 1400 collection edition is the best one. Original Vincent Doyle, original artwork, hallelujah. Dinier in the UK, the Steelbook is the original artwork. Good for you, UK. You're always getting the goods here. Raised on Fiction, Mark has this on pre-order. Booyah. The uncut version was on a German release, I believe, says Mark.
Was that? Yeah. I have, it's funny. Like, I'm a collector. I loved the series as a child. I have a German Blu-ray media book. And that's why when you're asking me these questions, I have so many editions. I forget over the, like, what was the uncut one on? I know on most, especially in North America, it was like pretty much never a thing.
The young, Heather Langenkamp's official site, you can get her DVD commentary autograph right now, half off. It's great, says Brent Madison. And Dan Joker says this is what every fan enjoys or deserves. Absolutely. I mean, at this point, obviously this one was going to come out. Where do we go next? Where does it? What studio? I mean, is the studio going to just maintain all of them, or is there going to be some like here you can license out 4, or like how's this gonna play out? We're not getting a box set. I think and I'm a Quentin Tarantino holdout on a box set.
You'll get a box set for this before you'll get a Quentin Tarantino.
I'm a holdout on that, but I don't know, dude. I just feel like this doesn't seem like it's in the cards.
Everyone thought that about Friday the 13th for the longest time before Scream put out that Blu-ray set. All the rights issues were a mess. New Line, Nightmare was New Line. Warner Brothers owns New Line. Yeah, Warner Brothers has a relationship with Arrow, right? Doesn't Arrow release WB stuff?
Yeah.
You're asking what's the next move? Did they go solo releases, or I have the answer to that.
And if they do, which one?
Part 2 throws them off.
Yeah.
If Part 2 wasn't a divisive sequel, I could see them going solo releases. And listen, Part 2 has gotten a ton of revisionist love over the years. I'm a day one fan. I fucking love Nightmare on Elm Street Part 2. But it's never been the fan favorite. If Nightmare 3 came right after the original...
On a Steelbook, please.
Hold on, yeah. If Nightmare 3 was Nightmare 2, they'd be doing solo. This would be a James Cameron deal, you know what I mean? But unfortunately, 2 is the black sheep in a way in the eyes of old school fans. And box set would be the way to go. Listen, outside of me, I don't think anybody's buying Freddy's Dead on its own.
I want a Dream Warriors Steelbook, and
Everybody does. Dream Warriors is everyone's
and
favorite.
if the studios or whatever don't like 2 so much because of what it stands for, represents, and they're not going to put that out, sell it to like Vinegar Syndrome or someone. Let them put it out. Why hold on to it if it's just going to die?
But if you're going to do that, I want a box set with all of them. I mean, I'd be perfectly happy if we get that with Dream Warriors.
Yeah.
But if like you're saying, well, just license it out, well, then do it with all of them and give me a nice set. But I don't think they're going to, as much fan love as 3 has, I don't think they're going to isolate it.
It'll be right as like physical media is like taking its last gasp. It's like their Hail Mary pass to get us all back into it again.
I'm with you. It'd be smart. Nightmare 3 is unanimously
printing money.
The favorite sequel.
How much?
I've met people who prefer 3 over the original. I have. They're pricks. No, I'm just kidding.
I wasn't saying anything because I was like, it's me.
Dude, 3's a great sequel. Bill Maher's incredible in it.
Bill Maher. Is he in that? I always forget. Is he really in that?
Yes, dude. He's the main character.
No, he's not. The guy that looks like Bill Maher.
From Blowout.
Yeah. I was going to say, no, he's not. Give us the box, WB. See, hey, there we go. Come on.
Nightmare 3 was ahead of its time in turning our beloved characters into douchebags. Remember what they did to Nancy's dad, John Saxon?
Yeah, they did.
He's like an alcoholic, all miserable.
Yeah.
I mean, it kind of made sense, though. I mean, he went through some stuff, and his wife got pulled through the peephole of a door.
The only thing else I'm going to say is I'm so happy that we pre-ordered the one that we did. I'm so happy that it's now been revealed. I still have not pre-ordered anything Terminator 4K related. It's only showing that one Steelbook. I have not pre-ordered it because of that fact. I'm waiting for one of those to show up and see where we go from there. I hope we get something similar quality. I hope the same thing for 7. Like, we're still waiting to see that final come together.
So far in the 4K world, Nightmare on Elm Street is king of 1984 over Terminator.
It is so far.
Nah, but you know, I'm going to take it a step further. Not only am I happy I pre-ordered the Ultimate Collectors, I'm going to say this. After seeing what it is, you all could have probably gotten some more money out of me. I would have paid even more than what I did. That's a cool set. I got a decent price. What's going on here? Did Freddy take over?
Sorry, dead air there. Sorry, I was in a little blip. I was just anyway. Yeah, no. What were you saying?
I was saying that I'm happy. Not only am I happy that I pre-ordered, but I got a decent price. And after seeing the final product, they could have probably squeezed out more money from me.
Don't tell them that.
I would have probably paid 20 extra bucks and would have been
Don't
fine.
tell anyone that.
I'm telling. Good job.
Good job. We're so happy. Thank you for once listening to the fans. I don't know what the backlash would have been if this was like really like sucked.
No.
Now all we need to do, everyone, is fingers crossed for the transfer itself. That's all. That's what's next. It's the next best. That's the next part of this.
I'll tell you what, though. I don't know if it's because of my love for this film and watching it so much as a little kid in the 80s, but every jump it's made, I've been
loving it.
So impressed by. This used to be, I remember when Blu-ray first came out, and Nightmare on Elm Street, that Blu-ray was one of the first I saw where I was just like, whoa, I've never seen so much in the background that I ever had before.
Gotcha.
I could clarity, all that. So this is, they know. Look at what they did with the packaging. They know how important this is. I would be, come on.
100%, dude.
Come on. They're not gonna botch this one.
Nah, come on. They're not gonna botch this one. Yeah, dude. Let's just look at it one more time. There it is. Looking good. Looking good. Nightmare on Elm Street Ultimate Collector's Edition. So happy that we pre-ordered this one. Hope everyone out there is excited as well. Look forward to us picking this up and probably, like you said, being in maybe a top 5 of the year, depending on how it all turns out.
Oh yeah.
You want to talk about some Steelbooks?
Real steel.
You want to talk about some real Steelbooks?
Gotta be heady with the steel, if you know what I mean. Earn your keep.
I want to talk about what seems to be, and just based on all of this constant like fervor that I'm seeing online,
a lot of fervor,
all the chatter that I'm seeing constantly, all of the pre-order sellouts, listings taken down. This has been a whirlwind for a movie that I feel like seems like one of the more sought after titles that I've seen in the longest time in the world. Do you know what I'm talking about?
The Poseidon Adventure?
I'm talking about not this. I'm talking about we already talked about that. I'm talking about this.
Oh.
Godzilla Minus One.
Yeah.
So since we got together last, and maybe even a little bit before that, everyone's salivating for this to come out on physical media. They're like salivating. People are dying for this to come out on physical media.
I hope not.
And they literally are. And the company that, owns the Toho shop, I believe, is where you could originally get sort of this, their original Japanese box set of this, which contained the original color version, the minus color, and like 2 bonus discs or something. And it was in this, like, here, let's actually have a picture of it right here. Let's look at that. So this is what they had put out. This right here.
That is so sweet.
It is. And this is what was only available in Japan. You had to pre-order this, and there was, everything's in Japanese. The booklets in Japanese. The special features are in Japanese. At the time, there wasn't even English subtitles. You just had to get it and hope for the best, or no Japanese, or somehow figure out a way to plug subtitles in. I think there was some ways to do that on certain players, but as a release, God, this thing is great. And this picture doesn't really do it justice. When you look at it, there's like some shimmering factors to it. It looks awesome. But you had to pre-order this, like I said, overseas to get it. Then all of a sudden, there was like a news flash that there was an update to this one. Now you could get this same box set, but now there was English subtitles included. And then everyone went nuts over that.
I did.
You did.
And I've never even seen the movie.
You never even saw it.
Dude, this packaging is so incredible. I heard what you said about it. I trust you. It's gotten pretty much great reviews across the board. I thought, you know what? I don't want to miss out on this. And I pre-ordered. Yeah. Then I messaged you and I was like, hey, look what my dumbass just did. I spent all this money on a pre-order. And you said, hey, you better hold off on that one, bud. you better start brushing up on your Japanese. And I said, what do you mean? He said it doesn't have the English subtitles. So I canceled my pre-order. And let me say this, Toho.
Yeah.
They were phenomenal with their customer service.
Were they?
They really were. I just reached out within like an hour. They're like, hey, no problem, cancel.
I believe you could have like texted them and got a 10% off code. I believe there was like a lot of stuff they were doing for this release on their website, because this is through their website directly.
Yeah.
But so you had this first iteration that had no real way for English-speaking audience to really enjoy the whole package. And then you had one that only included the subtitle on the color version. I don't believe it was on the black and white, and the special features didn't have it either. Obviously, the booklet is in Japanese as well. One thing to note too, the minus color version in here isn't 4K. Only the color version. The minus color is on a Blu-ray. So this is sort of where we've been at for a while. But then in between us getting together, I think it's been like kind of a whirlwind, honestly, the last couple of days from what I could tell, because a couple of websites put this up early. Then people pre-ordered, but then the listing got taken down and everyone was like, oh, this is coming, but it just went up too soon. I think as of today, maybe Amazon finally posted theirs since all this hoopla. I think like Target had it, Groove had it, Walmart had it. And what they were posting, and now there's finally an official pre-order, is this. So this is the, US available to the US, which is in this really nice looking steelbook. Looks like there's a poster involved, cool slide down.
That's really nice, but it's also like, man, what we know exists.
Yeah.
For the Japanese people. There's
a couple of problems with it also, though, that I think you have to kind of like think on. One, it doesn't include minus color. And I haven't read this officially from anyone, but everything that I seem to be seeing in the chats and different places and forums is that I guess the company Toho or whomever, the production company, has come out and said that the minus color is only going to be available in their exclusive box set. As of now, I'm assuming, or maybe permanently, I don't know, but that's at least what they're coming out and saying, according to random strangers on the internet whom I'm reading their comments.
Well, Matt, couldn't you just adjust the contrast on your TV?
Russ, I never thought about that. There's your 4K Kings hack of the night. But
problem solved.
But like you said, dude, this isn't the same kind of like epic packaging. There's no booklet. There's no that kind of stuff, but it is really nice. Problem number two, as I see it, and I think you can get around this maybe on some websites, but Amazon right now has got this for $55.
That steelbook for $55?
As of right now. Now, we both know that price will come down. I think I pre-ordered like Taxi Driver at like $45, but it came down to like $27.
That was Taxi Driver.
Right, correct. But I'm saying it will come down. That's the initial price, but that's still way higher up there as an initial price, so they can bring it down to maybe like, what are you going to charge me, 45 for this?
If
40
you're lucky,
for this?
Maybe 54.
I don't, or maybe 54. I think at Groove, Walmart, they're in the 30 range perhaps, and I don't know if that's what they're expecting this to come down to, but that's kind of a steep opening price. Just my personal thought.
Especially when that superior version is in our consciousness to compare it to. It's like showing me a steak and then, giving me a McDouble.
I know, dude, and I'm in a kind of a tough spot myself because I watched this in the theater as the minus color version, and it blew me away. And
I solved that for you.
You did, contrast. And I'm excited to see the color version, but I want a release that contains the best possible minus color that there could be. And I know there's a lot of people saying that's never going to happen. Am I a holdout to say maybe it will one day? Maybe we'll get like a separate steelbook or something. I don't know.
Maybe you'll get a box set of this and Logan in black and white.
Noir versions, the black and white box set.
Yeah, the black and white fuck box set with Wolverine.
But yeah, dude, I don't know. So this is kind of I'm in a rock and a hard place. What's anyone out there, Lindsay? What are the people saying? Any thoughts on this? Did everyone rush to get their $55 pre-order in, or are they all like Groove?
That's a ridiculous price.
It is,
even even just to set the bar there as. Hey, this is the suggested retail price. Dude, nobody's spending $55 on a steelbook.
No.
Even a great, come on. You
like
got to do a little more than that. You got to do a little more than that to push over 50. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
But I still want to check the movie out. Personally, I'm a little happy that this is all messed up because now I can just sit back and wait for the tide to come and roll in with a decent release. Like I said, I still haven't even watched the movie yet.
There is a standard edition release in the same listing on Amazon that I think is $10 maybe cheaper. There's no official art for it though, as far as the packaging is concerned. I think it's just like a placeholder image.
A standard edition is $45.
I don't know. Don't quote me on that, but it's obviously less. Maybe let me just check. Let me just fact check myself, Russ.
They're going to have to hit me with one of those Interstellar Escape from LA DVD cases. I'm going to need something other than this.
There's also a Blu-ray.
I know inflation's bad.
So the 4K, let's see, 4K is $49.98.
Is this something? All right, because I'm not in the what is it, kaiju fan base, like Godzilla fandom. I'm not really a part of that.
Okay.
Is that a fandom that gets charged like this? Like, do they see it as...
They're not going to charge me like this.
No. But do they see Godzilla fans as like, hey, this is so niche that we can charge them ridiculous prices?
I don't know.
Is it like, is there that much pull?
I'm going to need the
Not
chat
that-
to tell me that.
Yeah, not that I hate Godzilla or anything. It's just I'm not in that fandom.
Lindsay, what are the feelings out there?
Well, Dan Joker just said that it would need to have the minus color version for him to want to buy it. I saw earlier someone else said that they wanted to get it as well, but they thought it was priced too high.
Way too high.
And then Adinier said that he would have loved to do an everything blue release of this.
Adinier, I was thinking of you. I kind of was thinking that too. Like maybe one day, one of those like one-click jobbers, like a Manta Labs or like an Everything Blue or somebody will put this out. But you still need a company first to put it out in 4K. Right now, it's just out there in blue. So you need someone to like, for like a company like that to package those up. Like they won't have it until it gets put out that way. Will it ever? Why wouldn't it? I don't know. That's nuts to me. But maybe they're testing the waters here. Once they see they can basically print money with this title, they'll be like, oh, let's go back to the offices and get the -1 fired up so we can squeeze a little bit more.
They could definitely print money with this title. I mean, you piqued my interest. And like I said, I'm not even a fan of, Godzilla like that.
Yeah.
And I've heard nothing but good things about this.
Nothing but good things. So Godzilla -1, I'm holding steady. I saw people saying that they pre-ordered it here, Walmart and Groove, just in case things got canceled, and then they have the choice to like cancel the ones on their own terms because they don't want to miss out on this. Like, damn, this is like
it's a war going on outside, Matt.
I said fervor, Russ. Did you hear what I said?
No one is safe.
Lindsay, what do you got in there?
So real quick, Logan Spates just said that they ordered the Japanese edition, and it does have English subtitles for the movies, just not for the extras on the Blu-ray.
The movie, so Minus Colors got it too, Logan?
It's got the subtitles so we can understand it.
Yeah, on Minus Color also?
Not
Or
sure.
That's the one that I was hoping they would have it on both, but I don't know.
Contrast, Matt. Contrast.
Russ, you blew me away with that. It's brilliant.
I know. You're about to put your pre-order in now, aren't
yeah.
you?
Now I can make every movie noir.
Exactly, dude. You know how many times I've watched Independence Day as a film noir?
What do you got in there, Lindsay?
The Minus Color Blu-ray and the Toho version does have English subs.
Okay.
Maybe Dino said.
All right.
It's basically, Matt, you fucked up.
I mean, we can still get it.
Russ over.
We can still get it, but I was hoping for 4K, you guys. I don't know.
That's true.
That's what I'm hoping for. That's what I want.
Contrast.
Sharpening up to 50 on the settings.
You can edit a whole movie however you want it to look.
Sharpen. I can fix the color.
You're a 4K king, man. You can do whatever you want.
Wait, real
It's
quick.
like Microsoft
Goddamn,
Paint.
this Sicario, everything's yellow. I'm going to fix that. No, that's better. Much more natural.
Why are these early Fincher movies so damn green and brown?
Thing looks so serious. All right, let's move along. Lindsay, did you have anything else for us in there?
Oh, I was just laughing because Red Eye Review said that they got a colorized VHS of Casablanca from the library as a teenager, and they just turned the color down the TV. Problem solved.
See, Russ?
Yeah,
It's brilliant.
these are life hacks, Matt. I'm here to help.
All right, just a couple of quick other ones. Ones that I know you're also really excited about. First up, Russ, is the Halloween Trilogy 2018 to 22. The Steelbook you've been waiting for is here.
Oh, yeah.
Here it is.
Yeah.
All three stuffed in there.
Dude, these are the real Halloween movies. Fans know. You're a little new to the game, Matt. You saw that Carpenter bullshit, I know, but dude, nah, this is where it's at.
Dude, they got the Jamie Lee Curtis like butcher knife sliding down like over top of Michael Myers' face.
Oh, yeah.
This is it. But don't you remember like not that long ago? Remember this? It was like a Steelbook box set.
I bought this one and I'll buy the new one too.
All right. I mean, come on. There's fans for this out there. They can't stop putting this out.
This is the Michael Myers of the Halloween trilogy release of Michael Myers trilogies. There's no joke here, Matt.
And if you weren't impressed by this, maybe you're impressed by this. Longlegs. The 4Ks are flowing in for Longlegs, Russ. Here's your 4K Steelbook of Longlegs.
Didn't we talk about this on the last live
We
stream?
talked about Longlegs, but not the Steelbook or the physical media.
I thought we covered this.
No.
Did you pre-order?
No.
I know we had. I want to rewatch this.
Me too.
I want to rewatch
I
it.
want to rewatch it.
I'm in that camp.
I'm in
now that I know what it is, I have to go in and make up my mind now.
And even though this says artwork TBC, if that is what the Steelbook looks like, that's kind of cool.
It is, actually.
I mean, it's kind of like sinister looking as hell. Like, that's pretty wild. I don't know. I like how that looks. How about this one, Russ? The movie you walked out on Thanksgiving in a Steelbook. You walked right out.
I did. I totally did.
You said, I'm out of here.
It wasn't the quality of the movie.
No?
No.
Quality of the people.
Yes. 100%.
Do you think it would have been the quality of the movie? Do you think you
I
would
wouldn't have walked out on? I don't walk out. I don't think I've ever walked out of a movie due to quality. Have you?
Yeah.
No.
I don't think so.
That.
Did you go back and revisit this after walking out on it?
No, so it couldn't have been that great because I did catch a good 15 minutes of it and did not return. But that being said, this is a movie that's kind of meta. And,
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it could be great. I don't know. I don't view, my experience doesn't really factor into the quality of this film.
All right.
So
no.
And actually, I don't know. See, dude, I've always had this love-hate thing for Eli Roth.
Okay.
I used to defend Eli Roth to everyone. I, to this day, think Cabin Fever is great.
It is good.
It's
very good.
Great. So for years, I kept defending him. Hostel was okay. It wasn't terrible. It was better than a lot of people's horror movies from that era. Then I finally saw Great Inferno. And that's when I realized, Russ, you're an asshole. Like, I was like, why are you defending this man? I had to stop right there. But like I said, I keep rooting for him just based on Cabin Fever, I think.
Yeah.
And I feel like he does get a little too much. I always feel like people hated him because, like, he's an attractive dude. Who gets to, like, hang out with Quentin Tarantino and make his movies, and
you think he's
successful.
Attractive? Is he known for being attractive?
Fuck yeah. No, but I meant, like, dude, even I can look at him compared to a usual director and be like, yeah, I want that.
Yeah, you're looking good, Eli. He's got a nice head of hair, I'll tell you that.
Ooh.
Slick. Yeah, I like that. But no Thanksgiving, huh?
Maybe I was just too horny. I don't know.
I'll tell you what, he's my favorite talking head on any like horror top 10 list video that comes on. He's always on those things.
That's what I mean.
He's
that's
like that guy.
That's what I mean. Like that. Yes. Okay. So now look at that. You're trying to tell me if you sat him next to Mick Garris,
Rob Zombie,
like who's the prom king out of those guys? You know what I mean?
All right, Eli.
You know what I'm saying?
I got you.
And I felt like people looked at him as like I feel like he was living a life that a lot of people who are fans of the types of things he's a fan of want to live.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think that kind of carried over into a lot of their criticism. But like I said, then I saw Great Inferno and I was like, nah, he sucks.
That's it. Over. No more Eli and no more Thanksgiving. This is a kind of a cool looking Steelbook though, if I didn't know the quality of the movie at all.
Nah, that's a cool looking release. Cool. And maybe the movie's good. I don't know.
The last one, Russ, the last Steelbook of this Steelbook Roundup is one that's close to our hearts, and I don't think we really talked about it, so I'm interested to know your thoughts. And that's Trainspotting. So Trainspotting, I guess now that it's been, released in 4K, now it's out there for people to kind of grab, and this is the UK Steelbook that I believe Zavi's putting out, and probably some other UK distributors. This is what they announced, like in between, I guess, the last time we got together. So saw this. What are your thoughts on this? This is the cover, and then here's like I think a shot of it opened up.
Yeah. I immediately went to order it. Then I saw the price.
What was it? What was the price? I don't think I looked
because it was exclusive to Zavi, right?
Oh, okay.
So I believe it was. I could be wrong on that, but whatever link it took me to, it was $45 before shipping, and
that price ain't coming down on Zavi. They're not Amazon. They're not dropping shit.
And international shipping, I can't. I just can't.
Yeah.
I mean, I already, there's a 4K in existence. I know the Criterion packaging is terrible, but I can't justify rebuying it for 60 some bucks, even though it is one of our favorite movies of all time. I like the cover. I like it. I'm happy for anyone who picks this up. Clearly, this is an upgrade over what Criterion gave us.
I'm going to tell you this, I didn't pre-order this. I looked at this and I wasn't disgusted by it, but it didn't push me over the edge to want to rebuy this movie. I didn't even look at the price. I didn't know what it was.
I like it.
I personally, when I saw that now a Steelbook is out there, and I think someone actually, I was commenting or talking with on a commenter on one of the videos, saying, and we were both saying that if this was an original art steel, I would have been right there. Like I would have checked that out.
If this was the option, if this had debuted at the same time as the Criterion one, I would have went with this one all day.
I'll give you a fun fact though that I didn't know until I saw someone's post on some like Reddit thing, like some haul that they had, and it was like their Criterion haul for July, and they had Trainspotting in there, but it was a regular case, and everybody was like, "What's that?" You know, and they were like, "Oh, I picked up the Blu-ray." The Blu-ray comes in a regular Criterion case. This 4K one comes in this packaging here. So fun. So there you go. If you really want the regular package, just pick up the maybe at the July sale, pick up the $20 Blu-ray and get your packaging. Someone's also been letting us know that someone on Etsy makes customs.
You can get customs.
You can get customs too. But I thought that was interesting that the Blu-ray escaped the eco packaging. Good for you, Blu-ray owner or Blu-ray buyers.
I've been saying it since the late 2000s. The Blu-ray format was created to destroy the earth.
Finally.
No, dude, you know
last gasp.
But hold on, you know what I like about this?
What do you like?
Obviously, it's superior in comparison.
Okay.
Dude, that I know it's a little different. It reminds me of the artwork on Irvin Welsh novels that I had as a teen. Like that orange sort of tie-dye, whatever's going on in the background, mixed with the film, you know?
I don't know. It didn't grab me completely.
I hear you. I'm not saying it's the greatest artwork from Trainspotting I've ever seen, but I'm saying I like it.
It's the color scheme. I don't think I like that blue-orange mixed together. In person, maybe that thing is like sparkly a little. It might look nice.
It reminds me of my copy of like the Acid House, I believe, growing up. You know what I'm saying? And that's tied in Irvin Welsh. I like it.
I wish could we not a poll, but what is it like?
Matt, I said I like it.
I want to see what the crowd thinks. I want to see how many people pre-ordered versus did not pre-order Trainspotting.
Everyone's start a poll. I think I can do that.
Yeah, there might be a poll or a Q&A or something. Yeah, if there's a poll, yes you did or no you didn't, I'd love to know. But I am hopeful now that they're doing this that maybe this will continue to get that. Again, maybe one of them one-click jobbers. Maybe, like I said, I'll drop Everything Blue one more time. Trainspotting 4K. It's a UK movie. It makes sense.
Yeah.
Let's go. Some UK company out there.
Oh, yeah.
Give it to the people.
Are you just curious about this release?
Yeah. How many people picked this up? Did you guys pick this up or not pick this up?
Trainspotting's too much of a, well, in America, it's cult, but I feel like it's a classic in Europe, especially. I would... Basically, what I'm saying is, I don't think this is the last we'll see of Trainspotting.
I hope not.
In 4K. I think this is a title that could be repackaged to death.
Yeah.
To sell.
Yeah, I would think so.
Choose life. So. Choose 4K.
So
choose Dolby Atmos.
What? Choose Dolby Atmos.
Choose 21. Choose Ultra HD. Choose Director's Commentaries.
Dude, he's in an Ultra HD TV commercial. It's funny as hell. Oh, Ewan McGregor is Ewan McGregor. While we're waiting for the results of that poll to come in,
I chose not to choose the Criterion packaging.
I chose the Blu-ray.
Because it's shite being eco-friendly. Anyway, go ahead.
It's time to talk about Arrow and Scream. October, Russ. October Arrow and Scream announcements have come out, and I think we talked last time, and I was saying, this is a big month for both of those studios as far as, I think, expectations. I think they're known for, obviously, a mix of variety. Well, Scream Factory probably is a little bit more pointed than Arrow at horror, but Arrow does it really well, too, and a lot of times Arrow and Scream, share stuff back and forth, so I think this is a month where at least I look to both of them to say, what horror stuff are we going to get this go around? Like, what are you going to wow us with? What new stuff are you pulling back, or what's being restored this time around? That kind of stuff.
Are we getting Deadly Friend in 4K?
We already got that. Oh, no, wait. We got it in blue. They didn't upgrade that yet. Scream will get your money again. It was just blue, I think. You bought that?
I have it on blue.
From Scream? The collector's edition they put out?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Lindsay, what are the results of that poll before we dive in? 22 votes. They didn't order 82%.
Didn't order TRAINSPOTTING?
Did not order.
Yeah, I mean, you're gonna double dip. You probably already have the Criterion.
I mean,
Too much.
this is a movie though that I would double dip on for the right thing.
Oh yeah. And you know what would be rad if they just sold that case separately?
Yeah,
because they know that everyone wasn't satisfied with that packaging from Criterion. If they just sold that Steelbook empty for like $10,
yeah, that would be great.
I'd be all over it.
So let's see, Russ. Let's see what Arrow's doing. Let's see. I got my Halloween Scream Factory shirt on for the occasion. Got Halloween box set. We got Friday the 13th box set. When's been the last great box set that they put out? It's got to be those. They haven't really like nailed one of those in a little while. Nailed down the rights to a big
You just covered
series.
the Halloween trilogy.
They're not putting that out though. They missed out.
Well, that was probably their last great box set though.
Yeah, true. So the first thing that Arrow, let's run down Arrow. So they've got their Halloween slate, or their October spooky slate, and they led off with a pumpkin image, and now it turned out to be Trick or Treat, which everyone pretty much guessed.
We did.
We did guess.
Did we do it on here?
We did. Well, we showed the image.
No, but I remember one of us said, I think I said, I was like, it's got to be Trick or Treat.
I think you
did.
did.
It's not Halloween.
I think I agreed with you.
Yeah.
I'm in the know. I'm hip.
Yeah, it's just like when Criterion's going to put out House Party. I mean, it's
December,
right?
It's coming.
It's going to be announced in December. Yes.
Announced in December or announced for December?
Announced in December. You and I are doing a commentary on it as film historians with Kid and Play.
That's right. Move over, Alexandra Heller Nicholas.
Your turn in the sun is over. You've had too much shine. Celebrities.
She's on. I'm sad I'm not more familiar with her. She's literally a film historian on so many releases that come out. How did she get that gig?
There's her and there's Taylor Swift. I'm tired of the naming. Just go away. Enough.
It's enough. So Trick or Treat, here we go. Coming out October 27th, just in time for Halloween in the US, UK, and Canada. Russ. In a limited edition and standard art, Arrow doing their thing where you're going to get the original art, and then on their website you'll get the original box art. Mm-hmm. And this was previously released from Scream Factory in a collector's edition.
That's right.
So Arrow's scooping it up for the UK and updating it in 4K. It's not coming in a rigid box. That's the first thing that surprised me. This was, kind of the title they were teasing. Maybe I don't know. Maybe. So see what I mean? It's like, remember like when Mallrats came out?
Yeah.
It was, just a slipcase, but it still comes with a poster and a little booklet, but not one of those.
Are you suggesting that Trick or Treat deserves more?
Maybe.
Is a title that deserves
I
box?
thought when I saw it, I was like, this probably could have been one of those. Not you?
No, it could have been, definitely, but I'm not appalled.
Me neither. I mean, I'm not like so emotionally attached to this that I'm like, why not? I was just like, oh, that's interesting. They went this route instead of the other route.
Heather's didn't get a box, and if Heather's didn't get a box, I don't feel like Trick or Treat deserves it.
Then no one else deserves it.
No film deserves it.
At this point, Arrow is only doing these.
Y'all did Heather's like that, and you put out Waterworld?
That is true. Waterworld got that
a goddamn paint can edition, and I can't get anything for Heather's.
Where's my paint can edition?
Don't show that off, Matt.
It's in like rubble over here.
No, too much secondhand embarrassment. I do not want to be in the same frame with you holding your Home Alone paint can edition.
Dude, Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves got a box, a Steelbook. It got like every edition known to man.
And I'm not shitting on those movies, but it's just kind of funny. I'm like, I think Heather's. Come on.
Dylan, what's his name? Baker? Walsh? He deserves more.
Yeah.
Your boy, what's his last name? Walsh?
Dylan Baker from Happiness?
Yeah. Isn't he one of the main guys in this?
In Trick or Treat?
I believe so.
I've only seen Trick or Treat one time.
Me too.
When it came out.
Me too.
I don't remember it.
Dude, I'm a fan of anthology horror, and I was like, oh, this seemed to be catching some buzz, and I checked it out, and I remember being like lukewarm on it. I don't know.
I was about to say, you're a bigger fan of anthology horror than I am.
Yeah, I was in on it.
I remember thinking it was okay. I remember thinking like that was good, but it didn't hook me. But I also thought at the time, again, you're more into anthology horror than I am, so it wasn't really my cup of tea. All that slipcases.
This is so this is the Arrow limited one that I think is on their website.
That's
only.
Really cool.
Yeah. And there's a lot of I don't have them up here, but there's a lot a lot of features that came with this, like a ton of stuff, but I believe they're all archival. I believe they came right from Scream on over, but it was a ton of stuff.
Yeah, the previous editions always had a plethora.
Yeah. Oh,
of
dude,
special features.
A lot of stuff. I honestly, dude, I'd be willing to give this a rewatch. I think it was something that I went into with a lot of hype in mind because of how much buzz it had gotten.
Yeah.
And maybe that's kind of how I felt. I don't remember like hating the whole thing or anything. I think it was just uneven, like most anthologies, and maybe it didn't like seal the deal for me, but I would check it out again. It's not a blind buy though, I don't think.
Do you know what I just put together? Isn't Bryan Singer a producer on this?
I don't know.
That's probably why it didn't click with me. No Bryan Singer project has ever 100% clicked with me. And if he is a producer on this, that's really funny because I get the same feeling from Trick or Treat that I get from even Usual Suspects, which is like, I can recognize why it's good. Yep. I could recognize why it's good. I can recognize why people like it, but something about his work just does not click for me. And I know he's just a producer. You know how much.
Written and directed by Michael Dougherty in his directorial debut, and produced by Bryan Singer.
Even Michael Dougherty, that name sounds familiar to me.
Yeah, I'm curious how many people are excited about this. I'm sure there's a lot. I know there's a lot of fans for this movie. A lot of people are probably jazzed. Yeah. I'm just curious in the audience if we've got a trick or treat leaning crowd or a not trick or treat leaning crowd.
I want the corny Trick or Treat from the 80s with Gene Simmons.
I don't know.
That movie's hysterical. No one does. Dude, I picked that up. That was like one of those dollar DVD Halloween sales you'd find at like, you know, on the floor in a Walmart.
Yeah.
And Gene Simmons was on the cover. And I don't know, dude. Gene Simmons, I hate with a passion. He's like, I'm sorry.
Worst.
If you like Kiss, fine. But even Kiss fans can admit that Gene Simmons is a douchebag, right?
Okay.
So I see him on the cover of a horror movie from the 80s called Trick or Treat. My friend and I, with $1, we're like, yeah, we got to get this. I remember we got wasted that night and put this movie on, and it was hilarious. Fucking, Jesus Christ. See, I hate him so much, I just forgot. I just brain farted on his name again. Gene Simmons, he's like a radio DJ. It's like a kid in high school who gets picked on by the bullies. It's so 80s cliche shit, but we need it in 4K.
Gene Simmons was cast as a villain in a few movies.
He's a villain in real life.
What's that one movie we were talking about that he was like a villain in? Oh gosh, I can't remember it now. It was something that was coming out from Kino
or something.
Yeah, it was coming out from Kino. And then there's that one where he's like a villain with Tom Selleck in the future, where he controls like these robots, like these little mechanical spiders. Gene Simmons does, dude. Friggin' weird. But anyway, back to Trick or Treat. So this is what's coming out from Arrow, and I don't know how many people out there are pre-ordering this or excited about this.
I'm surprised they never cashed in on the little guy. Isn't his name Sam?
Something like that. Yeah, he could be like, is he not probably like a Funko Pop at this point?
Oh no, he definitely is all that stuff. But I'm talking about film-wise. I'm surprised there weren't more spin-offs and maybe a whole film devoted to him. You know,
yeah.
I'm shocked at that.
Next up on their Halloween spooky slate, Russ.
It's spooky season.
Is they're bringing Hellraiser back. The limited edition 4K Hellraiser Quartet of Torment.
This is the American one, the North American release, right?
So
it was
yes,
European.
It's back.
Correct.
So it was in Europe. It was released in the UK. It's had a long history on 4K at this point too, and it was.
I might pick it up.
It was sold out. People like died to get this thing. Got scalped out everywhere. People had to buy scalping prices.
People were getting scalped.
People were getting scalped big time. And now, for everyone that struggled to get it, it's coming back again. Your suffering will be legendary, even in hell.
I might. It's funny. I held out last time, and
I did too.
I'm considering it now.
So this actually, it's crazy. Like I kind of like forgot sort of all the iterations that went through, all the different opportunities you've had to get something in 4K of Hellraiser, and now again it's like coming back again in a double dip sort of a way, and I get why they do this kind of stuff, but I was kind of confused when I saw this announced, like, didn't they already do this? I was like, what happened here? But yes, this is the US version, and they're coming back with the original Pinhead art and the Chatterer art, which I like that Chatterer art. It's really cool. I know if there's like maybe a Christmas gift idea out there. Both these boxes, it's really hard to see in person what this looks like, but
if they had a
how
box,
it slides out.
if they had a box with Adam Scott on this cover,
For 4.
yeah, a profile of him on the side, oh my God, I'd buy 10.
After those limited editions sold out, they released Hellraiser on its own, like this. Just a single with a poster and a slipcase. Arrow did after those box sets sold out. So they did that. Then after that, they released this Hellraiser 4K tetralogy.
Am I the only one that thought this is ugly?
So yeah, and that's why I kind of like this picture better, because it had the person, or they in the picture they flipped around the alternate arts with the original arts, which really makes this better. The alternate arts is more this purpley looking thing. But again, it's like a stripped down version of the collector's edition. It's just an outer box. These are slid in. There's no booklet. They just kind of put this out again in a new repackaged sort of way to kind of say, hey, if you missed out, here's this other kind of version that still can be purchased. Which, like I said, is crazy. They just keep kind of chucking this out there. And now here is this, what is up for pre-order now.
So wait, is the Chatterer one coming back? That one?
It is. Both are coming back.
Ooh,
both are coming back.
I might.
Yeah, you can pre-order them now, both on Arrow's website and probably Amazon and everything too. And what's kind of cool, like I said, which is hard to see in this image, is on the Hellraiser, the outer box, like where you have those pieces missing from his face. Those are like it's like holes, and then when that inner thing slides in, that like pieces of the brain are showing. So yeah, so like it kind of is like got dimensions. The box does. It's really cool, and that booklet looks pretty insane. But I know I kind of held on to my Scarlet box. I remember saying that before, that I was content with that, and at the time it was a little too expensive. But yeah, dude, now that it's back again, I'm like, am I sure? Like,
yeah. And you're a bigger fan of these
dude,
movies
I know.
And even I'm considering it, so I know how you're feeling.
Yeah, so if anybody that scrambled to get one of these, you missed out. It's back, and your time is now. Like I said, maybe it'll be on the Christmas list if it's still even available. That Chatterer one will probably sell out.
Just wait for the next deluxe limited edition.
I know. Where's it going to come next?
Wait for that next deluxe limited edition reprint.
Another Arrow release and a Scream Factory scoop up, Russ, is the Exorcist II, the Heretic, and Exorcist III.
Again, you saw the original Exorcist for the first time not too long ago, Matt. Let me fill you in. Exorcist II, that's the one that fans call the good one. That's the one we all like. All right.
Got it.
You want to skip 1 and you want to skip 3. You
go
want to
right
go
to
right
2?
to the Heretic. And
okay.
Whoa.
It's like a Terminator 2, Terminator 1 scenario where the Terminator 2 is just so much better than 1.
Whoa. First off, no. Terminator 2 is not better than Terminator 1.
I'm just kidding.
But yeah, I understand what you're saying. It's Godfather 2.
Gotcha. Okay.
But imagine if Godfather 2 was like even better. That's like what Exorcist 2 is.
Gotcha.
Like for you.
I find the cover art here a little too busy. Like John Borman's film of Exorcist II, The Heretic, a Richard Lederer production. It's a lot.
Wait till you see the movie.
It's a lot. And I'm also confused, I'm not going to lie, by the cover art. Is that the back of the person's head, or is it her face that I just can't see and like a locust is flying out?
Nobody cares.
It's just weird to me.
I'm not kidding, Matt.
Cover is weird to me.
We're going to jump right to 3. This is all I'm going to say about Exorcist 2. I was 13 when I saw the original film and loved it.
Okay.
Saw Exorcist 2 like quickly after, right?
Okay.
I'm 13 years old. I made it 20 minutes into this fucking movie, and I thought that it was so dumb, dude. It's like, imagine watching the first movie, but it's killer clowns instead. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like it's just it's the dumbest shit. Nah.
Wait, to be clear, we're talking about John Borman's film of Exorcist II, The Heretic, Richard Lederer production that you're talking about, to be clear?
Oh, shit. You're right. I was thinking of that one. What is it? Friedkin?
I feel like they're trying to do what the first one does do, where it's like William Peter Blatty's The Exorcist, directed by William Friedkin. They're like, well, we better spice this shit up, too, and put John Borman's ass on there.
And hold on. Make no mistake about it. Even the studio, not just Arrow, make no mistake about it. Because John Borman bored the shit out of everyone, when 3 came out a decade or so
Oh,
later,
man.
they were like, hey, assholes, this is William Peter Blatty's Exorcist 3.
Yeah. Whoa.
This ain't no John Borman shit.
No.
This is William Peter Blatty.
Yeah, they tried to really get your ass back
They
with
did.
3 because they brought Father
God.
Karras back. They brought the vibe.
I was 8 years old when Exorcist 3 came out, and even I was like, goddamn right, they're adhering to the original. And I didn't know shit about The Exorcist. Like, they were really pushing that down our throats because everyone knows how bad Exorcist 2 is.
Yeah.
This release is for collectors. This release is for people who, you want an Exorcist collection, or you want a complete Arrow collection, a complete 4K collection of everything in existence. There is no reason this film deserves a 4K treatment.
Well, Exorcist 2, The Heretic is on Blu-ray.
You did the right thing, Arrow. Good. Shit.
That's a Blu-ray.
You see what I mean? Even Arrow knows.
Exorcist 3, Exorcist 3 is 4K.
Yes, and Exorcist 3 is good.
Because Scream Factory put it out. So they're kind of, it's like a borrow kind of a job. They took it.
It's like
They took it for the UK. But yeah, this is just
schoolyard brawl.
This is just Blu-ray. But what's interesting, I saw both of these came out collector's editions from Scream Factory in the past. And what I thought was interesting is this one is getting Exorcist 2, John Borman's film of Exorcist 2, The Heretic, of Richard Lederer Productions, getting 2 new audio commentaries and a new visual essay. Like, people are coming back to give some thoughts on this thing. Probably not good thoughts, probably.
Is it her again, the film historian?
But let's also not kid ourselves, because it's coming with 2 versions that maybe there's a difference in opinion on one version versus another. You've got the 118-minute premiere version and the 102-minute international version are included. Is there a version preference here?
We're going to get to Exorcist 3, Matt. This is like saying there's a director's cut of Encino Man. Who fucking cares, dude? I'm not kidding.
The producer cares?
You hear?
She's waiting.
How am I ever this confident about a movie? Usually, even if it's a movie I don't care for, I'm respectful to our audience and all that. Nah, even our audience knows Exorcist 2 is a complete waste of time.
So it is. John Borman's film is coming with a booklet and a slipcase, in case anyone cared. But let's take a look. So the number 3, you have that one art that I showed, which is this. That's their original art. And then they are going to provide you with the original art, with the new art on the booklet if you go through their website, which this is the way to go. Give me a break.
Oh, yeah, that's sweet.
Yeah, that's sick.
And dude, this is a class movie. Like, this is...
I saw this in the theater. Remember I told you that? And had never even seen the first one. I got taken to see this at the theater, had not seen 1 or 2. I saw this.
And you were 8 years old.
When it came out, whatever, was I 8 years old? Is that 90?
Yeah, this came out in 90.
Yeah, dude.
Didn't it?
8 years old, Exorcist 3. Had no idea what was going on. I mean, I just took it at face value for what was going on, which at face value, kind of a cool, like this guy's in, this weird psych hospital, and you got George C. Scott coming to try to get clues on some guy that's out there killing, but it really might be the guy he's talking to. It's like weird.
I'm shocked you put all that together at 8 years old.
Yeah, man.
I would not fault anyone at 8 years old
Brad
for
Dourif
not following Exorcist.
Well, dude, check this out. I told you this too, if you remember. I was so confused in this movie in the parts where...
With Father Karras?
Yes, because he's talking to Brad Dourif, but then all of a sudden when the devil comes around, it's Father Karras he's talking to. And I'm like, why does this guy keep changing into a different person? They never explain it, because you're supposed to kind of know that this is the preacher from the very first movie. And it's like, I was so confused by that point. That's it. But I got everything else.
You do know Reagan's in the second one.
Yeah,
okay, I was about to say. So like when he comes
try
back
to cure like an
this,
autistic child or something.
Dude, I made it 15 minutes into it when I was 13.
Something weird goes on.
I'm serious. I just remember they tried to I remember when I turned it off too. They're putting her under some kind of hypnosis, and whatever they did in the scene, I remember laughing and being like, "This is dumb." Like, and I loved the original. I had just seen it. And I was like, "Wow, I can't even." No.
I think she uses like her exorcist powers to like do stuff in this one. I think she tries to heal an autistic child. I swear to you.
It's like Firestarter.
Something.
I
don't know. I don't know. But now, when's the box set going to come out? 1, 2, and 3. And
you need more. What are you talking about? There's more sequels than 1, 2, and 3.
Let's scoop them up.
You need, anybody knows this. Anybody who has eyeballs knows this. 1 and 3, that's it.
That's it.
And honestly, and 3's, I really enjoy 3. But 1 is so classic and so legendary. I mean, you only really need 1. But if you're going to do a sequel to The Exorcist, it's 3 all the way.
3 all the way.
And 3 as a horror sequel is way better than it has any right being.
George C. Scott is the man.
George C. Scott, and I'm telling you, that one scare about halfway through.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
I love that
Where that
scene.
nun is coming with the like clippers or something.
Oh my god. Dude, it
they
is
zoom in so fast.
It's the setup, because that shot lingers for so long.
Mm-hmm.
You as the viewer, even you get bored. You're like, or not bored, but even you as the viewer, you're like, all right, there's no way the scare is going to come now. I mean, it would be too obvious.
Yeah.
Like, oh shit! Right when you come to that, it was just a brilliant, in my opinion, brilliant timing of it.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's move on to Scream Factory. Scream Factory. They don't really have any details or anything out for any of these titles other than dates, so we're not really going to cover too much, but this is their slate. I do want to talk about one of these, as I know you do as well, but here's what they're putting out. Land of the Dead, Wolfman, Devil, Shocker, Drag Me to Hell, and is Above So Below. I'll tell you what, Shocker is one of those VHS boxes I remember so well, like just walking down the aisles and seeing this guy getting electrocuted in a electric chair, and never renting it, never watching it, but as soon as this came out, I was like, oh, it's that movie.
It's my least favorite Wes Craven movie.
Well, that's why we're not
and
talking about it.
I'm a guy who has Freddy Krueger tattooed on my arm.
That's why we're not talking about it, Russ. What I want to talk about is Death Becomes Her. I don't know. Perhaps in the chat, let us know what you're excited about from Scream Factory. This is the one that we kind of are looking forward to the most. Some of those other ones aren't terrible, but this one I feel like is the one that has the most.
And they're all not really. Even Death Becomes Her. Scream's put these out previously.
Yes, correct.
So it's not like we're all, yes, we kind of knew they were in the mail.
And this is October 22nd, 4K Ultra HD, obviously. This was released from Scream Factory back in 2016. It would have been cool for, I know, like I said, Scream Factory and Arrow kind of pass things around. It would have been cool for Arrow to put this out in one of those like rigid box sets. Maybe it's not too late.
I can see that.
Yeah, but this looks really, really cool. The features were pretty slim before. I don't know what new will be added. It was a collector's edition before, and now it's still a collector's edition. We'll see what goes on there.
You're not going to get anything from anyone significant.
It seems like, from what I can tell in the comments and stuff, that people are dying for the deleted scenes to be returned, which you've seen in the trailer, I guess. There's a lot of stuff that goes on in there.
And there's, even back then, I remember during the VHS days, there was like some kind of featurette that would be retrospective now. But I remember watching it back when I was 11 when this came out.
Yeah.
Like on some...
Yeah. So I am excited to pick this up, and we talked about this a little bit already. When I watched this when it came out, I know you did too, and we both had different experiences. It was, for me, not something that I really liked a whole lot when I saw it, for a couple of reasons. One, I think I was expecting one thing than what it really was based on the trailer that was shown. Bruce Willis, I was not expecting or used to seeing him in more of like a cowardly, like meek sort of role. Like, I'm coming off of like Die Hard, and I'm like maybe not expecting him to be McClane again, but his role is completely different. And that was kind of like, oh, that's kind of strange. And then Goldie Hawn, who I knew from like Overboard and Wildcats, she's playing this like villain basically, and she's got long red hair and she's menacing. The whole thing was a little bit too sinister, I think, for me as a child. And I think because of that, I missed the black comedy. It
wasn't as lighthearted as Exorcist III.
It maybe wasn't as lighthearted as when I saw that in the theater, but I'm excited to go back and revisit this movie and see if my appreciation has grown, which I feel like it will have at this point.
It definitely will, especially for Bruce Willis.
Yes.
Honestly, I think this is one of his coolest performances. I, like you at that time, it was Die Hard. I was a huge fan of Last Boy Scout.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it was basically in my head at 11 years old when this came out was Bruce Willis is the action guy, the sarcastic guy. So seeing him in this role where he's meek, he's being taken advantage of by two women.
Yeah.
He can't, and he's the victim out of everyone in this film. But he's hysterical in it. I don't think most people were ready for it. I think even critics kind of went against him at the time.
It's a wild movie, dude. Like, just the movie in general. Well, what it is wild.
Do you know it was intended to be a Tales from the Crypt movie?
I could see that.
It was. And Zemeckis ended up directing it. Zemeckis was a part of Tales from the Crypt. But just like Demon Knight, this was before Demon Knight, this was initially supposed to be Tales from the Crypt, Death Becomes Her. But then Zemeckis and everyone got really into the plot. obviously Zemeckis, he got into the whole CGI shit,
which was super groundbreaking. I remember at the time.
It was, and we've since learned, wow, Zemeckis won't let this go.
Yeah.
So he pushed it to make it its own thing, other than just under the umbrella of Tales from the Crypt.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, I mean,
so.
I picked up on that immediately. I don't know. It's funny. If I saw Exorcist 3 at 11, I probably wouldn't have known what to make of it.
Yeah.
But Death Becomes Her was right up my alley. At 11, I saw this the same way I saw Beetlejuice.
Right.
You know, it was like a dark comedy that is family friendly enough, but has a little bit of an edge.
It's got an edge, and I think the themes, like at that age, I wouldn't put together entirely the themes of what is trying to be portrayed.
That living forever would be terrible.
Yeah, and just like the idea of like being beautiful forever, and what you know, that like, because that plays a lot in Tales from the Crypt stuff too. There's a lot of people that like sell their souls to be beautiful forever, and the shit always goes bad in Tales from the Crypt.
You're an anthology horror guy. That goes back to Twilight Zone, Hitchcock, all that stuff.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So that's kind of an interesting, I think, theme that I probably would enjoy this time around. So I'm highly considering a pre-order here.
You should. You'll enjoy it a lot. Bruce Willis alone. You're what you just said about that. You should pre-order, and I'm going to pre-order. I can't wait to see this in 4K. 11-year-old me also thought Goldie Hawn was so. Looked good in this movie, and I never really cared about Goldie Hawn.
She scared me, dude.
Something about the red hair and that gothic look.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Damn, she looked.
And the way they lit her face, the way that she, like, you know, because they always did, like, it was like dark, but the eyes would be lit. There was like the way that was shot, like, it kind of was freaky.
There's a funny Doors joke in it. You know, I was a kid who loved the Doors around that age. When they're at the party, like the immortality party, there is a moment where they kind of bump into Jim Morrison by the pool, which I always thought was kind of funny.
Well, that's I think a title, like I said, that I'm excited about. I don't know what everyone else thinks. Before we move on, I wanted to check in with the chat and see how everyone's doing. What is everyone thinking about the Arrow and the Scream Factory slates?
Russ could be lying about what?
What do you think overall?
About The Exorcist, the sequels being something Matt needs to watch.
About
when you're being facetious.
I was being yes.
Do you think that was a strong October slate for both of those? I think Screams could have been better.
Actually, I think Scream did all right.
I mean, it's a lot of B and C list kind of stuff. I need Sphere.
I think Scream's doing okay, doing better than what I've been accustomed to them doing.
It's a lot of titles. I'll give them that. It's like 8 things.
Yeah, and I know people are fans of Drag Me to Hell.
True, I didn't like that movie.
Yeah,
I wanted to like it.
Even Shocker, same.
I wanted to like it so bad. I did not.
Yeah, that's the movie to me where it was clear. Like, okay, this is my cutoff, Sam Raimi.
Yeah.
Ever since Drag Me to Hell, I haven't really been too interested in anything he's done.
52 votes on the Trainspotting poll. No, 88%. Yes, 11%. Tell us how it is, 11%, when you get it. I'm curious to know if there's like some sparkle to the Steelbook, maybe. Maybe it's got some nice texture. We'll see.
But let's add an amendment to this question. Do you own the Criterion one? Because if you already purchased the Criterion one, that's going to factor in your decision here.
True that.
Like we should have asked.
So you'd say it's a flawed poll. Is that what you're saying? It's a flawed poll?
The system is rigged. No, but what I'm saying is we should have asked if both of those were released on the same day. The eco-friendly Criterion packaging and that Steelbook, which one would you have gone with?
Yeah. Nicholas Freeman, Matt summed up beautifully. I did not get Death Becomes Her until my mid-teens. I mean, that's what I mean. Like, I'm open to a rewatch. Mozart's Ghost, Goldie with, she is, dude. She's cute.
I'm not saying she's not cute. It's just something that...
In that movie, though, she
that was the movie.
I was kind of afraid.
And I was 11 years old. I loved
her in, like, Wildcats and stuff.
Yeah, but I wasn't watching Wildcats thinking, God damn, where Death Becomes Her. Death Becomes Her, I have to admit, maybe it was the age, too. I don't know. Well, let's go back to these comments and let's get off this topic.
Logan Spates definitely picking up Death Becomes Her.
Oh, come on, Russ. Shocker is great cheese. It is. And honestly, I notice how I worded it. I said least favorite Wes Craven. I didn't say his worst movie. It is total cheese. But I have to admit, out of every Wes Craven movie, and I've only missed very few, it's my least favorite.
And now this says, I just saw on Instagram that there's a cool looking The Frighteners 4K Steelbook coming out.
I regret not picking up that, what was it, Arrow or Zavi? Remember that Frighteners edition?
Oh, it was like
box.
Yeah, no, it was
nice.
German Turbine.
Turbine, was that who did it?
Sick,
I
yeah.
do regret not getting that.
Yeah.
The
Alex Zorba, Steelbook doesn't need to do anything. It's not the Steelbook doesn't need to do anything. It's not the garbage Criterion put out, and that's enough. That's enough. That is enough. All right, let's move along. Chat. Love talking.
I just saw 2 words, ceiling baby.
That's horrific. You're a horrific commenter. Saying
No, I don't think they weren't celebrating it, Matt.
I think that sounded like they were. No, they weren't.
There's a great movie, but they can't own it. 2 word ceiling baby.
Oh, that's why they can't own it. Well, still horrific commenter. You want to talk about Paramount, Russ? Paramount is always doing some they're doing some head scratching stuff. Let's just look at this really quick. I don't know if you remember the Paramount Screams 4K Volume 1. It kind of came and went into oblivion. I thought that would be the last we saw of that kind of a thing, because when they put it out, it was so baffling. Nearly every title already had a solo release. The hidden one was like Sweeney Todd, and that got announced like not that long after or something. I don't know. This was just a very confusing sort of collection that a lot of people probably scratched their head. Some people probably bought, and for all I know, it's great in person. And it obviously they give you a lot of things here, but they're putting out a Volume 2. And again, I'm just like, what are they thinking about? So the first one, if you remember, was Pet Sematary, Smile, Sweeney Todd, Crawl, and Rosemary's Baby.
And that one makes more sense than this one.
This one is Orphan First Kill, Friday the 13th Part 2, World War Z, and Breakdown.
Why is Breakdown in here?
I mean, what is this? Is the most random. And I
mean, even World War Z, even that's weird, but like, why is Breakdown?
I don't know. And I feel like they're maybe thinking like, look at the Columbia Classics model. Let's us try to like,
the Columbia Classics.
Let's jump in on this
let's
too.
Get Orphan First Kill.
Well, no, here's what I'm saying. Like, the first time around, they blew it. Everything they put out, people could already get singly. All of these aren't in 4K as of yet. These are exclusive to this box, whereas Columbia Classics is trying to do the same thing where they throw one out every once in a while, but for the most part, you're stuck trying to own those. Are they going to be trying to do the same thing now to try to get you to buy Breakdown in 4K, which I love to see? But I don't know about Orphan First Kill.
Didn't Breakdown get a 4K release?
Not yet. I think Paramount Presents was maybe like teasing that. I don't know if that's official or not.
Okay.
Correct me.
Because I didn't buy their Paramount Presents Blu-ray.
No.
I was like, nope, you guys are going to hit me with the 4K in about a month.
You are going to be able to get the unrated cut of World War Z. Unrated.
Who directed that again?
Digital codes, posters. All that good stuff. And you know what else they're patting themselves on the back for? In the press release for this, they're saying that Paramount and Fangoria are partnering to bring back fan favorites to theaters, which include Addams Family Values, Sleeping Hollow, and Friday the 13th Part 4. They're coming back into theaters because of Paramount and Fangoria.
What are those titles?
Addams Family Values, Sleepy Hollow, and Friday the 13th Part 4.
Well, hold on. Sleepy Hollow gets released every year now, so that's not news.
It's news.
No, it's not. And you and I both, we're holding out for the 27th anniversary of Sleepy Hollow.
Yes.
What were the other ones?
Friday the 13th Part 4 and Addams Family Values.
Why Part 4?
Why not?
I mean,
give the people what they want.
That's not even, 6 is the best Friday the 13th. Or you go original.
Dude, talk to Paramount.
I don't understand why 4.
No one understands.
And then listen, I prefer Addams Family Values over the original, but I always felt like I was in the minority. I would never expect that to come back into theaters.
I see a lot of people saying they just want Friday the 13th Part 2 out of here in a solo and you can keep the rest.
Yeah.
And that's what they're hoping isn't going to be held over.
Well, I want Breakdown in 4K.
Yeah,
it wasn't already announced. I might. Maybe Paramount Presents put it out, and I just didn't pick it up because it's Paramount Presents.
We'll have to see, but I will say in Italia, which I know you're a big fan of their work after picking up Goodfellas accidentally in Italian. Didn't you get a Goodfellas the Steelbook in Italian?
Nah, I picked up Il Ragazzo Americano.
Right. So, surprise, you can get it.
Oh, dude,
you can get it. There's already pre-orders up for the standalone, but it's in Italian. But it is 4K, and you can get it in Amazon. I think it's IT.
I think I'm gonna buy all my movies in Italian.
Dude, that'd be like a pretty sick flex.
It really.
All your titles
That's
are in Italian.
Classy shit.
All
Would you
your-
imagine that? Hey, check out my movies.
Yeah. No one understands what they are.
I don't either.
What are we watching tonight? Bernardi 13.
One of the Friday
What?
13,
Bernardi 13. That one. So Paramount, make it make sense. Anybody out there picking these up now that we've disparaged it wholeheartedly? I mean, I don't know. Buy what you want. It's just our opinion. It's just not something. I just don't get the lineup, to be honest. Like,
I mean,
these
that's
sets
cool.
maybe are cool, but the
to
lineup
be
I just
honest,
don't
that's
get.
awesome. Who cares? It's in Italian. That actually looks pretty cool.
No, get this. I'm saying the box set.
Oh no, fuck that box. don't buy that. Whoa, dude. Even hold on, go back. Even what's the artwork on it?
It's like a collage of all the movies that are on there.
Really?
Yeah.
What from Breakdown is on there? I never thought I'd live to see a day where I'd see a collage of Breakdown in Friday the 13th.
I don't know, dude. I can't see it. I've never seen the movie, so I can't tell.
Well, it's the one without
The truck is on the poster, right?
It's the movie that
Oh, it's the
doesn't
truck,
have.
dude. It's a truck in the background. There's
Yeah.
Kurt Russell right there in
I was
his
about to say.
silhouette.
It's the one that doesn't have any supernatural shit.
Exactly. Maybe that's why they're saying scares and not like screams.
It's the
Because
one that
it's a thriller.
It's the movie that would never be featured in Fangoria.
I don't get it. Another movie that Paramount's putting out that I'm a little saddened by because I really wanted more for this movie. I really wanted it to come from maybe more prestigiously, maybe from like a Criterion or something. I thought that would make sense for this movie, and that's Zodiac. So they have kind of put out there that they're releasing Zodiac for the first time on 4K Ultra HD in this banner, which doesn't really make sense. But then I was like, well, maybe it does for Paramount because it's like, hey, remember the first time we put this out in 4K? Here it is. Don't forget, this was the first time because, you know, they will continue to put these out probably multiple times. But you'll always remember the first time you got it in 4K. And here it is. It's coming out October 29th.
Is that is there other packaging?
No.
That's that. Yeah, I think that is the first time I've ever seen. First time.
This is what I have.
Yeah, I have that too.
This is the Blu-ray, and this is it. This is your Criterion cover right here.
Yeah.
Dude, this is it.
Does it always looked like a Criterion.
That's what I'm
release.
saying. This is your
It
cover.
always looked like a Criterion release.
This is your Criterion cover right here. The Zodiac, the envelope. This is it. Criterion or Paramount, I guess, hung on to this thinking that, hey, Robert Downey Jr. just got announced as Dr. Doom. Let's roll that Zodiac out for everybody to buy. And they're going to try to cash in, but
You should be happy though. At least they're not giving it to you on Paramount Presents.
It's true, and I'm excited it's coming out. I just wanted more for it. It's in my top 3 Fincher films for sure.
I'm surprised I'm with you. I'm surprised this is all it's getting. I would at least expect the Steelbook.
Yeah, and I watched every special feature on this thing when it came out. I just was like consumed by this movie when I saw it the first time. So I hope all that stuff's coming over. They haven't shown if there's anything new coming along with it, which I don't know if there's any new news on the Zodiac case or not. But
Did they catch the guy?
no spoilers, Russ. Jeez.
Is there
But
a music video for Hurdy Gurdy, man?
dude, when that song comes on, oh man, this is such a great movie. I know. I saw a lot of people commenting prior to us starting that they were excited or had already pre-ordered Zodiac. How are we feeling out there, folks?
Oh, Lindsay, the producer, can we do a poll?
Yes.
What Donovan song ends a movie better? Season of the Witch and To Die For, or Hurdy Gurdy Man and Zodiac? That's a lot of shit to type. I'm just kidding. Don't
Slow that one down.
Does that end the movie? Zodiac?
Probably.
I don't remember. I know the scene that it's in the beginning.
Yeah, when the credits start rolling.
Oh,
you
it
just
does.
Start
You're
hearing
right.
That hum,
Yeah, you're right.
And the
It
dude
does.
from It's Always Sunny is
Yeah,
there.
he's pointing out the guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
God, what a great movie. This is a great, great movie. A lot of fans for Zodiac out there. What's the temperature, Lindsay? What's the temperature?
Yeah, there's it seems like there's quite a few fans. One person though, however, Dundee said that he'd rather have Prisoners in 4K over Zodiac.
I'm ready for Prisoners in 4K.
And Oscar Burroughs Rangel said Mark Ruffalo looks like he has a mullet in Zodiac more than he does in Collateral. He's got some chops.
What is going on with Mark Ruffalo in this movie? I know it's a real guy and all.
Yeah, he had to have
but
that same hair and everything.
Why, dude? That's my problem with Mark Ruffalo as an actor. No matter what, he looks like he's wearing a costume. Unless he's playing a hippie
Or the Hulk.
It's costume. Like he just always looks like he's in costume. It never feels natural. Everyone else could be wearing the same thing. He looks like he just showed up for Halloween, dude. And it's like only when he's playing a hippie and the kids are all right, or like that kind of character. Everything else, It's like, here I am, guys. I'm dressed up as 70s police investigator, you know? That's what it always
Eternal
is.
Sunshine.
And I don't know
goofy
why.
Scientist.
I'm, nerdy computer guy who loves the Clash today. Like it's always, like it's somebody acting. I don't know.
Mark Ruffalo is so good in this, and so is Jake Gyllenhaal, Robert Downey Jr.
Gyllenhaal's good, Downey's good.
They're great. Anthony Edwards, awesome as well.
Everyone else is good, and Ruffalo doesn't ruin it. But come on, I feel like he gets overpraised sometimes. Ruffalo gets overpraised.
No, he's great in Collateral.
No. If you listen, look at this cover.
Looking at it,
all three of them.
Yep.
You got to recast one of these characters. Who are you doing?
You can't. It's a perfect movie.
Gun to your head. You have to recast one of them. Who are you recasting? And it doesn't impact the movie that much.
I would recast Downey Jr.
No, he brings much needed entertainment to a film that already is too long and feels very procedural. He's breaking the monotony of it a bit.
I never felt long watching it. Never felt long.
But you could admit, as Fincher did himself, that it required a lot out of the audience. I'm not saying it's bad by being long, but I'm saying it is long and it is indulgent and it is procedural. Downey is kind of breaking it up a bit with the way he's playing.
You could have thrown anyone in there to make those laughs.
Now you're underselling Downey. No, and I don't think
overselling Ruffalo and underselling Downey.
That. Yes, 100%.
You can't recast any of them.
With me. If you recast Ruffalo, this movie's still great.
He would have to be like Tom Cruise.
All right, I'll get Kevin Bacon. What are you going to do now, Matt?
Dude, I don't know.
I'll drop a bomb on you.
I don't know.
Watch. Everyone who's watching, he's going to change his tune now. Imagine Kelly Preston playing that role.
I can't sell any of these characters out. I can't do it. I love this movie too much. I can't do it. They're great.
Right.
They're great. Right. They're all great. I hope everyone out there agrees with me. Everyone. But yeah, this is coming out. I'm excited for this. Obviously, it's nothing that's going to be super limited, so we can probably just pick this up when it's on sale or whatever. I'm not sure.
This is something.
When I want to watch it again, I'll pick this up.
You know what? This would be a good Film Vault title. Yeah,
that'd have been cool.
That'd be awesome. And then you could open it up and it would have letters from, the Zodiac killer and all that.
Yeah. Well, home stretch for us. We got two things left.
Okay.
Two things left. I don't know if you remember when Paramount Presents put out a little title called Ghost. Do you remember when they did that?
I actually did. No, I forgot they put that
Paramount Presents put this out sort of in the beginning of their time. It was like Golden Child, this one. These kind of were like
48 hours.
They were just testing it out. And now, as you know, they're just ripping us off left and right, and they're doing it to me one more time with the 4K of Ghost in the exact same package. Everything is identical. It's just now there's a 4K inside.
It's funny. I saw this announcement. I actually thought, wow, they did the right thing. Gets a debut on 4K. I didn't realize they had already put it out on Blue.
This is
standard Paramount practice.
Because of my service to the community and putting money into the Blu-ray, we now have this. So even though I'm not going to go back and buy this, everyone out there is welcome for my contribution to this film becoming 4K.
That's almost as beautiful as the movie itself, man.
Oh, my.
That's right.
Copy paste. Everything is obviously the exact same thing here. But I don't know. Have you picked up Ghost in any way, shape, or form, Russ?
I have never owned Ghost on any physical media format.
How about now? Still no?
No, I don't hate this movie or anything. But
okay.
It's nothing I need to own.
Nothing you need to own?
I want a whole movie of dude on the train, dude on the subway.
Oh, yeah, that guy?
Get off my train.
Oh, God,
I want a whole backstory.
He's awesome.
Yeah, dude, I want a whole movie with him. That scared me when I was a kid.
Yeah, it was. That was scary because it was a different tone.
Yeah, it really was. They switch up tones in that part.
Yeah,
definitely.
You think I jumped? He gets like really freaky with like Patrick Swayze. I'm like, oh God. It's like, get off. Like, you're right. Get off my train. He like smashes the glass.
8-year-old me's like, bring back Whoopi.
Oh, a drag. What I wouldn't do for one drag.
I mean, this film, one of its many flaws is Demi Moore's hair.
I wholeheartedly disagree and reject your hypothesis. This
You know that? You know what's funny? Here's a funny
she was
tidbit.
cute as a bell.
Here's a funny
with
tidbit.
that haircut.
Here's a funny tidbit about Ghost, right? You know who was offered the role?
And which part? Demi Moore's part?
Yeah.
Who?
Molly Ringwald turned it down.
Oh, good. Yeah, get her out of here.
You say good, but this is the movie that kind of pushed Demi Moore, you know, out of the Brat Pack and into just, oh, you're a star.
Superstar.
Yeah. You know what other movie Molly Ringwald turned down that same year?
What's that?
Pretty Woman.
She doesn't make very good decisions, it sounds like.
It does not. Imagine what Molly Ringwald's career would have been if she had done either Ghost or Pretty Woman.
Probably neither, because I feel like nothing would have happened because Julia Roberts makes that movie, as does Demi Moore.
I disagree. I think Jason Alexander makes that movie.
See, Molly Ringwald being in that movie and it not being like the spectacular performance of Julia Roberts, that movie wouldn't have done anything. Could you imagine Richard Gere, as you know, I'm the Gere guy, paired up with Molly Ringwald? Wouldn't work. You need another actor. She needs to be paired up with someone else.
Probably.
Need someone else. It's a different movie.
I'm not passionate enough to care one way or the other. But
You
I
sounded
will
like
say
you were.
this. I have always... No. The dude, that whole... Again, I wanted it kind of like Ghost. With Pretty Woman, I want an entire movie of her trying to shop at that store. That shit...
With Hector Elizondo? See a side
No,
character?
before he saves her.
Oh.
Then he's... No, I'm talking about when she's just... When she's being victimized by not being allowed to shop in that store. That is so funny. I don't know why I laugh so hard.
Why do you laugh at other people's misfortune?
Because it's not like, dude, it's played like she's so oppressed. It's like, it's like you're just
Like one of the most beautiful New York
Yeah.
prostitutes that ever lived.
You're the hooker with the heart. You've been a prostitute for 2 days, and Richard Gere saved your ass. Didn't her friend like die or get beat up in the end of it or something?
Yeah,
Yeah, like that girl had it. I felt sad for her.
but not Julia Roberts.
No, she had it good from the start.
Good from the start. Well, I don't, because
and
Ghost is coming out again in 4K.
She did not have the money to shop in that store either. They made the right call. She did not.
She didn't look the part, as they
And she didn't.
clearly told her.
She was a criminal
See, there you
who
go.
was taking her John's money to shop at that store. They had every right to kick her out of that goddamn place.
Man, I'm looking at Pretty Woman in a whole new way. But what's your inside dirt on Ghost?
It's one of the funniest Zaz team productions.
It is true. It's such a bizarre thing to
Yeah.
realize.
Most people don't realize
It's
that
so strange when you see their name show up in the credits.
Well, it's not all of them. It's just the one dude
Right, yeah,
directed
yeah.
it. It's
Mhm.
just, what is it, Abrams, I believe?
Yeah.
But yeah, for those who don't know, the director of this is one of the filmmakers behind Airplane and The Naked Gun, Hot Shot. Or actually, no, Hot Shots was an offshoot as well.
Yeah.
But Airplane, Top Secret, Naked Gun. Am I forgetting one?
Ruthless People.
Was that all three of them?
I'm not sure.
I feel like I'm forgetting one. Maybe Ruthless People was.
Did they do like Spot? What was it called with Val Kilmer?
Yeah,
The
yeah,
Spy
yeah,
one. Did
yeah,
you say
Top
that one?
Secret.
Oh, you said that. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, I missed you.
And then Hot Shots wasn't all three of them.
No,
Or Scary or
No.
when they got into the scary movies.
but they've got a sentimental side.
Not a bad movie at all. It's just not something I don't.
When the demons dragged people to hell, that also scared me.
That is pretty cool.
It is cool. Looks like they got what they deserved. Especially,
Imagine this movie without Swayze. It would have been unwatchable.
yeah, unwatchables, right?
Unless they cast Eli Roth.
He is pretty handsome. All right, Russ, the last one, and I'm throwing this in there because it's a personal favorite of my own that's getting a nice release finally, and I wanted to just spend a few minutes talking on it, and if there's anything else you want to cover, we'll close out with your final thoughts. But I did want to spend a few moments talking about Umbrella Entertainment, who they put out their November slate, and I'm always interested to see what new box sets that they're putting out. They've been doing a lot of really great stuff, not so many in 4K, but a lot of really just nice quality packages, and we've looked at a ton of them. I forgot to bring it over here, but I recently got Primer from them.
Hey, they did Miami Connection at one point.
They did, but they're doing a lot of really great releases. We've seen them recently do like Tank Girl was another one that we looked at. Late Night with the Devil was another one we looked at.
Super Mario Brothers.
Yeah, that Super Mario one. They've been crushing it lately. And they, like I said, they put out their November slate. And the one thing that I've I've liked about them is some of the different chances that they're taking on some of the titles that they're picking. And they put out a lot of really great ones. I'm only going to focus on one, but there was a few cool ones like House of the Devil. I don't know if you remember that film, Ty West. They're putting a collector's edition of that out, which looks really cool. A Full Moon features Fright Box featuring Doll Man and more, which is kind of interesting.
It's kind of that thematically makes sense because it's all like demonic toys and Doll Man together, and those crossed over.
Yeah. There's like an Ozploitation.
You know what's sad? I actually own Demonic Toys and Demonic Toys 2 on Blu-ray.
Now you can maybe get a collector's edition of all of them together.
Full Moon features, dude. Those things will get released to death.
I
like what Umbrella did, but you know. If I lived in Australia,
they have some like compilation, some Ozploitation compilation that's got like 3 or 4 movies in it that looks really cool. But the one that really piqued my interest and I was super excited about is a movie that has only, to my knowledge, been released on DVD, maybe like a German Blu-ray or something. And Russ, it's a movie you've heard me at least talk about at least once, and it's a movie called Time Crimes. Time Crimes from Nacho Vigalondo. I think you saw the movie that he made with Anne Hathaway.
I did.
And let me just bring up the box art here really quickly. So there it is, Time Crimes, which I can't recommend this movie enough. I'm a huge time travel fan as far as like science fiction movies are concerned. It's sort of my favorite like subgenre within there. I like, like how all the different twists and turns and just how a lot of these movies, if done right, can really, like make you think, but also be very satisfying the way that things can kind of connect or tie in at the end or whatever it might be. This and what's also interesting is Umbrella, like I mentioned, they put out Primer, which is a very, scientific, it feels like, version of what a time travel movie looks like. Mm-hmm. They recently put out this movie called Triangle, which is another really interesting like time loop, time travel movie, which I also really like. But this movie, Time Crimes, really took me by surprise. And again, it is technically like a time travel genre sort of film in that it is so entertaining and fun and also easy to understand. Like they're not trying to confuse you in any way or make this be like a puzzle that you need to remember all these different callbacks. It really does sort of hold your hand in a way through the whole experience to where you might be able to guess certain things ahead of time or how maybe something's going to turn out. There is a couple twists and turns that maybe not, but that's not really the point. It's just so fun the way that the story is crafted and built, the way that this guy, it's basically about a guy who is like in his backyard and he's got like his binoculars and he sees in the distance some woman who's like being like attacked by some strange man who you see here in this art, who's got like a trench coat on and like a bloody wrapped face. It's this picture on this cover. And he sees this guy attacking this woman and he goes to like see what's going on and essentially gets like caught up with like a scientist who has like a time travel device that he keeps going into and repeating these events over and over to kind of solve this sort of crime and what's going on. But he is completely like tied up in it in a lot of ways that he doesn't realize because there's this time loop going on. So there's always like a reveal that we get that he doesn't quite understand yet because of a previous version of him that did something. So it's really interesting the way a lot of this plays out. I've always loved this movie and I was always hoping someone would put this out in a really nice edition. This has come out and it's awesome. It's on Blu-ray. There's a lot of really, not 4K, which is fine. I'm not sure that this maybe would ever get a 4K, but there's like a ton of really great like features on here. They do like a reverse cut on it and some like making of a bunch of really cool stuff. And obviously the packaging looks great.
The packaging does look really
good.
Dude,
it's really cool. Like this neon and black sort of packaging looks really, really cool. I don't know. It's a very low budget indie film, but it's just so fun. I always just had such a fun time with it. It's a movie that I've contemplated playing at movie night so many times. And maybe when I saw this, it was so funny. Well, when we were watching, I think it was when we were watching The Mummy, I was like thinking to myself, because I was coming soon, I was like, God, what am I going to play? I was like, maybe I'll play Time Crimes. I haven't played that yet or something. Dude, the next day, this was announced. The next day, after having that thought.
I want to see it. Do it.
It's cool. I don't know. I'm considering it, but I can't recommend this enough to if you are a fan of time travel at all or just checking out new interesting movies. It's Spanish language. It doesn't have like any huge stars in it or anything. Actually, the director does star in it as one of the characters, which is kind of cool. But I don't know. Are my time crime fans out there? Lindsay, let me know. What's happening?
I don't know if anyone's seen it.
Well, come on, y'all.
Maybe the chat must be catching up.
The one thing I want to mention too, if anyone can hook me up, is none of the promo codes that used to work for Umbrella's website work anymore. And they used to chop off like at least shipping and maybe like a couple dollars more off the top of these, because these collector sets are like $50-$55. Then the shipping's like almost 20. So it's like it's a really tough pill to swallow, no matter how awesome it is, and that really sucks because God, it's so great. But then with the coupon codes, you might be able to get it down to like 45 all in, which is perfect. But none of the Serial 15. Films at Home 15, all of our other, peers out there with their YouTube channels that are thriving, that all get their own coupon codes, they're not working.
It's just reminding me of that edition of Coffee I didn't get.
That's true. They put that out
There's
too.
so much stuff.
Masters of the Universe.
I know. There's so much stuff from Umbrella that if I could, like you said, if we had a streamlined way of getting them, I would have so many more. I would have so many more titles from them.
Yeah. So
that Coffee one, that sucked. I regret not.
I hope this doesn't sell out. I hope when a time comes that maybe there is a coupon code or it's still kind of lingering out there. A lot of these do sell out, but I think this is such a small film that I absolutely adore that hopefully will hang in there a little longer. Even like, I love how they come with the slip. You got that nice slip on there that goes in that box. I don't know, dude. It's a really cool, fun, like I said, just nice, interesting thriller, if you want to call it that, movie.
You sold me on it. I want to check it out now.
Lindsay, the producer, what do you got?
Would you say it's a blind buy? Logan Spates wants to know.
If you like time travel movies at all, like if you think about any that you've seen that you really like done well, there's a ton of them out there, but done well. If that's even something that you're interested in, this is absolutely a blind buy. Now, again, this package alone, like I said, depending on where you're at, you're spending $70. That's a hard pill to swallow for a blind buy, period. They are selling a solo edition just with the slipcover. I don't know that there's a way to view this online, like far as a rental, a legal way to view it online, shall I say. But if you want to check it out first, just to make sure, it's like 90 minutes or less. It's not really, like I said, complex. It's just such a fun ride. It's so interesting to see, again, how the director put this fun story together and how many different times this loop occurs and what the guy before him did that he didn't realize. And I don't know, it's just such a cool little mind freak of a movie, but so fun. So yes, wholeheartedly recommend. Russ, what do you have before we close out? Anything that you'd recommend? Anything you want to shout out now that I've gushed over Time Crimes?
Nah.
I have 2 random questions for each of you.
2 random questions. Go.
Let's do that.
Love it.
Seemed like you needed a bailout there.
Bail them out, baby.
Thank you.
All right. Triple R3 wants to know, Russ, what is in your cup every week?
Vodka. No. Coffee.
Black coffee?
Black coffee. Yeah, just black coffee.
From Wawa? Or you bring it from
No, from Wawa most of the time. Wawa.
Wawa. Matt,
Delco.
Oscar earlier on wanted to know, who is your version of Marissa Tomei?
Who was my version of Marissa Tomei? Oh, wow.
I have a guess. You've never confirmed that. Can I guess? I always assumed it was Naomi Watts.
Define what that means first. Like, that means someone who you had a crush on early on that you now still appreciate their work to this day, true. Or is it just a crush and that was it, and now it's just you appreciate her as an actress, you still appreciate her as a woman as well? Like, what are we talking about?
Like, for me, when I was younger, that like, who was your number one actress crush? Like, is that Marissa Tomei would have been mine? Like, if I had to pick, it would have been her at the top.
My number one actress crush, who did not continue to have like an illustrious acting career like Marissa Tomei did, was Leah Thompson. I loved Leah Thompson as far as movies are concerned.
As far as movies are concerned.
Yeah, I mean, if you're talking movies, not television, whatever else, but yeah, I don't know. But I think you're right. I think Naomi Watts definitely is someone who I like love as an actress.
I just put that together over the years. I remember
I'm a big fan.
I remember sometime around the mid 2000s knowing you. I was like, this motherfucker watches a lot of movies with Naomi Watts.
She's a classy lady.
But I was about to say, to be fair, she was really hitting there in the early 2000s, like with movies. So
we do have her hanging in our dining room too.
I have a picture of Naomi Watts hanging in our dining room.
A massive picture.
There is a 24 by 36 screen print that was done by the artist Kevin Tong through like Mondo like like decade ago or something at this point. It seems forever ago. And it's a beautiful picture from Mulholland Drive of her
Of
like
them two making out.
of them like, yeah, exactly. It's a shrine. Dude, you know what the first Naomi Watts movie I even saw was? I'm like not like that much. I'm like a 20-year in sort of person. I didn't know her from back in the day.
Neither did I.
I mean, I might have saw something that she was in that I didn't even recognize who it was or even pay close attention. The first thing I saw her in where I was like, who is this person, was The Ring. And that's like
it's
2001
probably
or
similar with
something.
me. Like as far as her name, I knew her name from that point
Yeah.
on. Yeah. Probably.
Yeah, Eastern
I don't
Promises.
Mhm.
Matt, talk about Soap Dish. Can Matt talk about Soap Dish? How does
Go
he?
off.
Oh my gosh. Triple R3. How did you know I like Soap Dish? Wow, that's a deep cut. Did I
Well-
talk about Soap Dish on here?
Well, hold on. Hear
you
about
did a while
Soap
back.
Dish. For me, if we're gonna go back to that childhood thing, Terry Hatcher is probably top 5. Seriously.
Okay.
Russ wants to talk about babes.
Let's talk about
I do.
babes.
Well, no, I guess Soap Dish made me think of Terry Hatcher.
Yeah, not gosh, I lost her name.
Whoopi,
Not Whoopi. No, blonde hair. Gosh, I missed it.
Kathy Moriarty.
Yeah, Kathy Moriarty.
This is your movie, Soap Dish.
I
Come
know.
on.
God, I love Soap Dish. I love Soap Dish.
It's kind of cool. It's okay. Elizabeth Shue.
Yeah. Robert Downey Jr., like you said, Sally Field, Kevin Kline.
It's probably Klein. I've never been a big.
Never been a big.
Kline
I like
guy.
Kline. I like him in that. He's kind of like, he's similar to me in that, and like
I like Fish Called Wanda.
I was gonna say he's got those similar outbursts and those similar
Yeah.
kind of like stature in it.
It was funnier in Fish Called Wanda.
Maybe. Branscombe, hi, late. Hi guys, I'm late again, but glad I made it. Welcome, sir. You're at the very end. But we are. Oh, someone said Adam 15 works for 15% off Umbrella. Oh
There you
man, I
go.
hope that's true. Gosh, I knew someone out there would have something.
Look, didn't he wants a Last Dragon review? I'm with him.
I know. I have a question. When is the Last Dragon review coming? I will never stop asking.
You see Jordan?
Yeah,
You see
TMNT
Jordan's
90.
comment?
Jordan, I don't know if I know you're just tuning in, but earlier on we were talking about a segment we have coming up about 90s movies that have not hit 4K yet, ones that just anyone that likes 90s movies would want to see, but mainly for the children of that era.
Yeah, and we did a 10. We narrowed it down to 10, and
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles might be on that list.
might be.
It might be on there. It might be on there.
It might be. Part 3 definitely is.
Good morning from the Philippines. Late to the live. Welcome and good morning to you.
Hello.
Oh, Mozart's Ghost. Cool Runnings in the Mighty Ducks. There's a lot of guests
I tell
out
you,
there.
Matt, with this segment idea, I knew what the hell I was going for.
Crimson Tide needs a 4K. Looking forward to that 4K from Gummo. A new remastered soundtrack will be nice, says Clark Tettles.
We didn't talk about the soundtrack to Gummo, but the soundtrack is pretty crazy. It's
Pretty
got a
crazy.
lot of what's the term for it? It's like sludge metal. I know in punk it's kind of what's it called? In punk it would be like bands like Flipper, like slow sludge metal. There's a term for it. I don't recall, but that's in
Sludge
Gummo.
metal sounds good to me.
Yeah.
Lynch is Wild at Heart in 4K from Vincent
When
Doyle.
was that announced?
Was it? I think he's just hoping.
And actually, that's another title. I'm shocked that isn't on 4K. Why didn't they just
I don't
throw Nicolas Cage's face on that and put it out?
Someone said Tombstone in 4K. I thought that was like rumored like years ago.
Yeah.
That needs to come out. But well, it's been fun. Time to conclude. Time to wrap it up.
It's time to head out.
Time to head out. Time to get back to our lives. Actually, tonight's movie night. After this, we're going to be participating in movie night. And it's Lindsay the producer's movie tonight. And I'm going next. And maybe it'll be Time Crimes. If you haven't seen that, check it out. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for tuning in late or early, wherever you are. Really appreciate just stopping by and saying hello and hanging out as long as everyone did.
I thank you as well. If you haven't subscribed to us, that's weird that you're here. I thank you for tuning in. I love each and every one of you. So yeah, Terry Hatcher.
You're doing well. You're doing great.
Yeah, I got to work on the intros and outros.
And
You're right.
outros.
It's so awkward.
It is. It's tough. That's awkward. Well, but yeah, we'll see everybody in 2 weeks.
Wait. Hold on, real quick. Mozart's Ghost. Are you quoting Kentucky Fried Movie? Well, I need a response. We will wait here silently and stare into the screen at all of you.
You have our
If
gratitude.
Mozart's Ghost is quoting Kentucky Fried Movie, I love you. Ah,
Mozart's Ghost.
we need to send them something. That is,
Okay. What would you like, Mozart's Ghost?
that's a
Mozart's
kind
Ghost
of
is always contributing great stuff.
Yeah.
that's kind of like a
He should
deep.
send you his address.
That's like a deep reference there.
And I want to say thank you to Jordan as well. Jordan just dropped us a $13.99 Canadian tip, dude. You are
Wow,
too
thank
you are
you,
too kind.
Jordan.
You are too kind.
Jordan always participates, and I love his feedback.
Yeah. So thank you again for everyone for tuning in. All your comments, really appreciate it. Love talking with everyone. Let us know at the bottom of this video in our comments section what you're excited about, what other things you are interested in that we maybe didn't cover. We will be back in 2 weeks. Until then,
Adios, amigos.
adios.